Javier Napier, escorted by Mom Quinn Irvin, Dad Jiden Napier, Aunt Sean, Brother Kyron, Brother Trey, Sister Isaiah, Cousin Barjay, Aunt Mookie, Grandma Sheila, Cousin Bat, and Brother Chris. Camden Caldwell is escorted by Mom Erin Caldwell, Dad Brandon Caldwell, Sister Kyra Caldwell, Sister Maya Caldwell, and Brother Emmett Caldwell. Terrence Goodlett is escorted by Mom Tia Goodlett, Dad Tasman Goodlett, Sister Mia Goodlett, Brother Mackenzie Robinson, Grandma Roxy Goodlett, Grandma Pamela Goodlett, Aunt Sonia Grant, Uncle Garrett, Stepmother Arisa Goodlett. Rowley. Asher Rowley is escorted by Mom Marshall Rowley, Dad Michael Rowley, Sister Olivia Rowley, and Brother Isaac Rowley. Brady Newsom, escorted by Jen Newsom, Dad Jeff Newsom, Brother Blake Newsom, Brother Dylan Newsom, Grandmother Tony Mason, Grandfather Richard Newsom. Dylan. Joseph Zhang is escorted by Mom Shelley, Dad John, Sister Jamie, Sister Josie, Brother Jack, Sister Jordan, and nieces Nora, Luna, Talk, Mila, and Penelope. Corey Anderson is escorted by Mom Amy Anderson, Dad Derek Anderson, and Sister Kennedy Anderson. Keegan Beard is escorted by Mom Michelle, Dad Jeff, and brothers Eli and Tucker. He there? Huh? Okay. Jaden Goodwin is escorted by Mom Sierra Goodwin, Dad Jimmy Goodwin, Brother Javon Goodwin, Brother Joseph Goodwin, Grandfather Anthony Goodwin Sr., Grandmother Paulette Goodwin, Uncle Terry Graves, and Aunt Stephanie Graves. David Esmond Wagner is escorted by Mom Wendy Wagner and Dad Joe Esmond. Demir Frazier, escorted by Mom Jenna, Stepmother Brittany, Brother Terrian, Sister Josiah, Aunt Shonda, Uncle Marcus, Grandma Vicky, and his cousins. Cheerleaders. Huh? I don't have any. For your cheerleaders. Kendall Bell is being escorted by her parents Stephen and Laura, brothers Jackson and Ellis, grandparents Deborah and Stephen, Aunt Rosemary, Uncle Robert, cousin Josh, and her godsister and cheer coach, Kristen Brown. Journey Bonner is escorted by her parents Hank and Tamarla, sisters Jordan and Jaden, grandmother Lee, and her friends Sayana, Nyla, and Kamara. Chloe Dobbs is being escorted by her mother, Ellen. Ayla Ferguson is being escorted by her parents, Linda and Garland, and her sister, Alani, Hartley grad, class of 2025, and her great aunt, Barbara. Tylen Finch is being escorted by her mom, Tisha, grandmother Joyce, sister Taylor, aunts Erica and Naza, Uncle John, cousins Elijah and Mason, and her best friend, Erica and Michael.
Yeah. Should have a space up there.
Laura Ime is being escorted by her parents, Janelle and Ray, her little brother Cole, and her sister Elena. Alesha Mitchell is being escorted by her mom, Renee, siblings Mackay, Elijah, Genesis, family, and friends. Shawnee Smith is being escorted by her parents, Kalisha and Sean, her sisters Brenna, Leah, Britt, her brother Sean, her uncle Keith, her aunts Kenneth, Buffy, and her friends. Denise. I got one more. Is there anybody else out there? Peyton Wheeler is being escorted by her parents, Rihanna and Vernon, and her brother, Americ. And now for our band seniors. Saran Solomon, escorted by Miret Elamea. Tell me when. Emma Cruz, escorted by Mom Sarah Cruz and Dad John Cruz. Genevieve Mostetler, escorted by her dad, Brian Mostetler. Congratulations, class of 2027.
Welcome to the Hartley Hawks Network. I'm Bob McElligott. It's time for this week's Football Coaches Show. Matt Melly is with me, the head coach of the Hartley Hawks. And Matt, first of all, you're going into year number 2 here as the head coach at Bishop Hartley. What is different from year 1 for you? I would imagine it's probably a lot of things.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot different this year, obviously. We're a lot of excitement headed into our first game against Dublin Coffman. But, you know, having that full off season with the program, with the kids, just getting a little more familiarity with everything, the way things are working here. Just feel a little more prepared walking into this week 1 than we were maybe last year. We were scrambling a bit, but we still got a great challenge ahead of us, and you know, we're going to have to play great football on Friday night, and we're just looking forward to a great season.
Going through last year, you're evaluating the underclassmen that would be coming back this year, doing that throughout the entire offseason. What's the intensity been like in the training camp for you this year?
So it's been competitive. One of the things that's kind of changed from last year is we have some competition for playing time. So, you know, that's going to make us better, we hope. We think we're going to have an opportunity to really have, you know, some really good football players on the field on Friday night, create some depth throughout camp. You know, and as a result of some of those battles, you know, I think we found some guys that are going to contribute for us on Friday night that maybe, you know, a month or so ago we didn't think might find a way on the field, but now we're pretty excited about them.
And that has got to be great for the players and great for the coaches too, right? That's what you want to see, development before you even play a game.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm very proud of the staff, the work that they've put in all offseason really, but in particular the last few weeks with training camp. You know, we're really trying to build a culture here of based upon hard work and character and competition. And, you know, the staff has bought into those pillars, and they're doing a really good job of developing the kids from a football standpoint as well.
You know, it's easy to talk about schemes, but sometimes it's hard to stay with the same schemes because you have to really go with the personnel that you have, right? So have you made adjustments in the way you're going to play at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to make adjustments. You know, we lose a 3-year starter at quarterback and Matt Golich. We lose Hartley's all-time leading rusher and Robert Lathan. So it's safe to say things will be a little different. You know, but that's part of the fun of it. I think our kids and our coaches have bought into that. We still have really good players, really hardworking kids. The scheme will tinker some, of course, you know, but, you know, we're going to build on the fundamentals. It's always going to be about blocking and tackling, you know, possessing the ball, not turning it over. I don't think those should change for us, but, you know, some of the kids that'll be doing, you know, we'll be calling on to do some of the heavy lifting will be a little different.
All right, let's talk about some of those kids. Who have you identified as kind of your leadership group, guys that you expect to take control here and run it from the player standpoint, that the coaches, you know, they're the go-betweens?
Sure. I think offensively, you know, we're going to rely heavily on our offensive line. We returned 4 or 5 starters on the offensive line. And we had a senior in Demir Frazier who played a lot of football for us on the defensive side last year. So we're excited about that group. I mean, anytime you can rely on a kind of a veteran offensive line, it's kind of like a safety blanket for the offensive coordinator and the head coach. So we're excited about that group. Odin Mertz is another young man who's really grown into, you know, we're going to ask him to play some quarterback here on Friday night. You know, he played a lot of football for us last year on offense in the receiver position and also as a safety. So he's a very talented kid, and we're going to ask him to do some things differently, like I mentioned. And, you know, defensively, it's going to be kind of, you know, we're going to attack that by committee. I think our defensive group we return some guys defensively. It's kind of you know, 4 or 5 guys coming back. But again, we're going to tinker with that. We got some guys playing new positions. We got some guys that we're going to call in a step up, and maybe even some young guys that we're going to ask to step into leadership roles also.
When you just talked about Odin Mertz and you said that he's played receiver, he's played safety, it might seem a little bit odd to play quarterback, but when you're playing those positions, you are constantly watching the quarterback. You have to know what's going on there too. Is there value in that?
Absolutely. I think Odin, you know, he was kind of the quarterback of our defense, if you will, you know, on the back end. And you know, we're going to ask him to do that same thing this year. We're not going to shy away from playing him on both sides of the ball. He's a tough kid. He's been a 3-sport athlete here, you know, with baseball, and he's a wrestler in years past. So we're excited about him. I think he's got great football experience. He's a competitor, and we're going to rely on him a lot.
All right, you talked about the offensive line. One thing, even though you do lose Robert Lathan, this team has always been about running the football, and there's always been a next guy and a next guy, and usually next guy right after that.
Sure.
You have multiple guys that you're going to run this year?
We do, yeah. I mean, we're excited about our backfield. We got 2 young guys that are, you know, going to have real opportunity. Last year, they were kind of, you know, they were behind Robert, and Kyron Gordon's going to be a junior for us. He's going to be a big factor. I think people are going to be excited to watch him run the ball this year. He's had a great camp. And then Justin Jenkins is a young man who played some as a freshman for us, stepped in a little bit in the backfield behind Robert. And, you know, he's had a great camp. He's worked really, really hard. So we're excited about those guys. You know, I mean, I think, I'm happy for them that they're going to get the opportunity to show what they can do.
All right, you're not going to dip your toe into the water. You're taking on Dublin Coffman in week 1. Of course, a Division I team here. What is the challenge for you as you get the season started against them?
Really good team, well coached, well structured. Nick McVeigh over there and his staff, we had an opportunity to see them live with their scrimmages, just really organized, impressive. We did have an opportunity to scrimmage them last year, so there is a little bit of familiarity there. But, like you said, every year is a little different. So they're doing a good job of getting their program going. He's in year 2 as well. The challenges in facing Dublin Coffman is they return a quarterback who's going to be a junior who played some as a sophomore. So he's got some seasoning. He's a really talented thrower and also a tough runner. So defensively, he's a big focus for us. And then, I would be lying if I didn't say, we're going to have to make sure that our depth is what it needs to be on Friday night. You're playing a Division I team. They're going to have 2 guys where we maybe have 1. And, we're going to have to really be tough-minded. Kind of to overcome some of those things. But we know it's going to be a tough test. They're well coached, very, very fundamental what they do, and a lot of respect for Dublin Coffman.
One thing you don't talk about a lot in high school football is the kicking, but they do have a kicking game. What kind of a challenge does that present? Because, sometimes you can stop a team at the 20-yard line and they're not going to try to kick a 37-yard field goal. But, if a team has a kicker and somebody that can do that, that's a different little wrinkle, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, especially early in the year with special teams, we addressed that with the team and the staff over the weekend. In 25 years of coaching high school football, you see some wild things in week 1 in particular. And generally, what I told everybody is generally those things, show up around the special teams, the kicking game. So we're going to work hard. It's going to be a point of emphasis this week. We talked about possessing the ball, not having penalties. And, of course, Dublin Coffman's got some weapons there, like you mentioned. They put the ball in the end zone, I'm sure, off the kickoff. And, we're going to have to do a good job of kind of keeping them out of the red zone if we want to keep them off the scoreboard.
All right. I know coaches love training camps. I know you love to plan, you love to practice, but how much are you looking forward to playing?
Listen, it's again, told the kids, like all the things that we've done all year. I mean, you talk about the 6 o'clock in the morning workouts in January and February when it's snowing outside. And then, you kind of build to this moment week 1. Of course, there's a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm. I just asked the kids this week to make good, strong decisions about, what they're doing so it impacts winning on Friday night. And, we're going to enjoy the journey. We're going to really enjoy the journey. It's a tough schedule. It's a fair schedule. It opens up with Dublin Coffman, who's a really good team. I'm sure they're going to be really excited to come play us here week 1. They got a lot of excitement around their program as well. So I think our fans should be really excited, and we certainly are.
I think for many kids, this is probably the most exciting thing about going back to school is going to the first football game.
First full day of kids in the building, and we're playing football on Friday night, so what could be better?
Matt, thank you very much. Good luck this week.
Appreciate it.
All right. That's Matt Melly, the head football coach for the Bishop Hartley Hawks. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff right after this.
Tonight's broadcast on the Hartley Hawks Network is presented by Training ABC, Page Tech Limited, and 3 Creeks Kitchen and Cocktails.
We're going to be asking them to lead all year long as we start tonight. It's senior night. We're asking you guys if you can. Be in the pit, be in the stands at 6:30 to support these guys that have done so much for our program and get ready for tonight. We plan on giving you a lot to cheer about tonight. Be there early, be loud, stay after. Go on.
Show and pregame show presented by Molly Maid of Columbus on the Hartley Hawks Network. Keeping your home clean shouldn't take time away from everything else on your schedule. Molly Maid of East Columbus helps homeowners enjoy a cleaner, more comfortable home. Visit mollymaid.com to book your first cleaning today. I'm Bob McElligott alongside of Randall Sampson tonight as we get set to open the 2026 season. The Hartley Hawks taking on the Shamrocks of Dublin Coffman High School. Randall, these two teams last year, the Hawks finished 5-5, just missed a playoff spot. For Dublin Coffman, it was a tough year. They were 2-8 last season. They're looking to take some of the experience underclassmen got last year and turn that into a much better season this year.
Yeah, when you have a team like Dublin Coffman coming in and they develop their guys really well over there, they got lots of people that can bring to the table. But Hartley's in the same place. So lots of development over the course of the offseason. So we'll see how both teams do tonight.
Yes, we will. It won't take long to figure it out here. There's no doubt about that. Of course, for Bishop Hartley, D3 program taking on a D1 in Dublin Coffman. So it's a non-league game for these two teams. And it's a real test for the Hartley Hawks. It's a test for both, but, you know, you look at the squads when they come out here, you know, Hartley has a limited roster as compared to what Coffman can draw from here tonight.
Yeah, so I think the key for Hartley is going to be tonight, walking away from this game. Obviously, you want to win it. You come out here to compete to win. Nobody comes out just to show up, right? But I think the thing that Hartley wants to walk away with is how physical can we get in the trenches? They're bringing back some offensive linemen who have some experience. So how physical can we get in the trenches, and then trying to figure out, hey, can we discover a running game here? Instead of having running back by committee, let's get some pace to this thing and figure out who's going to be our running back, who's going to be in our rotation, and how well do we block up front. I think that's what Hartley wants to walk away with, some identity in that run game to be nasty again.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right that the line, both offensively and defensively, that's going to be an early concentration here, especially for this team, like you just talked about. This is a team that's history has been run the football. And they've always had the next guy. Robert Lathan's not here any longer. He put up all those records in his time as a Hartley Hawk. It's somebody else's time, to your point. Who's that somebody else going to be? Or who is that group of somebody else is going to be? Because we've seen that here too.
That's right, and that's the history of Hartley, right? So you get a Robert Layton, you get a Aaron Purdue, you get a Sean Piper, you get a David Key. You can go all the way back in to a Terrence Davis. Even a John Hauser was a blazing running back here. John Hauser ran a 4.5 back in the day when I coached here. So even guys like that. So you just have to figure it out.
Brandon May puts the ball up in the air, and this one is going to get into the end zone. So the Hartley Hawks about to take the football, and the opening drive for tonight's game is being presented by Sunoco at 2097 East Livington. Sunoco fueling the Hawks for 2026. So here is that Hartley offense we were just talking about with the questions that they will want to answer early in this one. Now, you've got a senior quarterback in Odin Mertz, and Odin Mertz is a guy that has played more wide receiver and defensive back than he has quarterback in the past. But I talked with Matt Melly, the head coach of the Hartley Hawks this week, and he said he thinks that being another offensive position player can help you reading the field as a quarterback.
Well, you know, it's like Mike Tyson said, it's all good until you step in the ring, right? So when you got 10 guys coming at you with a death wish, you got to figure out what you're going to do.
Well, they put Birch in the shotgun. He fakes the pitch, and now here he goes right up the middle. And yes, indeed, they run the football very well on the very first try. Jacob Jones coming over and making the tackle. But that's going to be a good pickup for Hartley Hawks.
And that's part of that identity on the left side. It's just student by the left going, the guys pulling both guards, pulling, tackle pulling. So I think that's kind of what they want to establish.
So it's a pickup of 8 yards on the very first play. This time they are going to hand it off, try to go on the right side, and not going to get much room there as Kyron Gordon got caught in the backfield. He got caught in the backfield. He leaned forward. He gets 1 yard. That'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and the thing about the Rocks is they're very well disciplined, so I don't think you can go man-on-man with them. You have to pull people. You have to get angles on them because they are always going to be in positions where they have to be.
So, again, 3rd down and short. They'll bring Mertz up under center now. He's got a deep back, and he's going to pitch it that way. And they're going to go over that right side. This is going to be close. It's Gordon trying to get to the line of scrimmage. The Hawks are already signaling 1st down, but we have no indication from the officials.
And that's exactly what Hartley wants to do. They want to stretch the field a little bit, find the seam, and then go because you can't just go straight at these big guys. So you're going to have to really start pulling your people around.
So they are going to place the football across the 30-yard line, so that will be enough for the 1st down. They get it by about half a yard.
And then when you're that offense, you know, once you get your first down of the opening game, now you can settle down like, oh, okay, we got that out the way.
Well, you can settle down for a minute, right? It's time for 1st down again.
That's right.
That spread formation for the Hawks. 2 men to the near side, 1 to the far side. Short hop. The snap, and Mertz does a nice job of staying with it. He's going to get the yardage he can get. Good job to put the shoulder down at the 38-yard line, and he picked up some pretty good yardage on what could have been a busted play.
Well, and, you know, he's a smaller quarterback than what we were used to for the past 3 years. But one thing that's impressive is he didn't panic, and he's so physical. The last 2 times I'm watching this kid run the ball, he is not shying away from contact. He's initiating contact. He's actually going after it, which is a good thing to see out of a quarterback and a kid coming in with 0 experience at that position.
So he got 8 yards. That's the second time he's rushed on first down for 8 yards. And now the Hawks are going to get the first down as getting across the 45 and about to the 47-yard line. Justin Jenkins, a sophomore running back. This is a guy I think we're going to see quite a bit of.
And that's a good pace of a change of pace for Hartley. You get a big kid like this that can hit the hole real nice. He has good vision, and then he comes through. But with all of that said, it was that left side of that offensive line blocking. That was really a really great job on offensive line. And I think that's going to be Hartley's strength, is that interior offensive line. So we'll keep an eye on them tonight.
Another first down. Mertz fakes the pitch. Now he rolls out to his right. Is he going to put it in the air? No, he's going to keep it, and he's got running room all the way up near the first down marker again. He just rolled out there enough, Randall, where he was looking downfield. You've got to respect it as the coverage there defensively, but then he just puts it right away. This is right where he gets to the corner, tucks it away, and there he goes.
Yeah, when you're fearless, because you're like, hey, I'm going to run this thing anyway. I'd like to see the young man switch the ball to the outside arm so it doesn't get punched from the inside.
First down and 10, they'll pitch it. And it's Gordon coming around the right side. He'll get a couple. He just got caught on that far sideline. That's actually a good job by the Shamrocks to step up there and make that tackle.
Yeah, that defensive end got a lot of good penetration on that side. Caught the Hartley right tackle flat-footed a little bit, number 78. And he just made some good penetration and came all the way through and bubbled out the running play.
That was Griffin Snow, the outside linebacker that came up and made that tackle. So it's a gain of 1 officially. Gordon had a fight really from 2 yards in the backfield to that 1 yard plus gain. So that was a hard 3 yards that he just picked up there. Mertz goes back into the shotgun. Second down and 9. Ball sitting at the 42-yard line. High snap, he handles it. He wants to run it, and this time he's going to be caught and dropped down at the 40-yard line. So, Randall, this will be the first real test for the Hawks. They picked up good yardage on first down and second down. They had that 3rd and 1 in the very first set of downs, but now they're looking at a 3rd down and long.
Yeah, that last play, just get a high snap that kind of throws off your rhythm and your cadence on the fake. But you're in 4-down territory here because you're too far for the field goal, maybe a little bit too close to punt. So I think this is going to be a really good test, depending on how much they can get on this 3rd down, if not a first down.
Stay in the shotgun. Taking the snap is Mertz. Rolls out. He wants to throw, and he's got a man on the far sideline, but he's going to be caught right at the line of scrimmage and taken out of bounds.
And that was a safe throw by a young quarterback, and the Rocks read it, and I think they had probably 13 people over there to make that tackle. It seems that way, because they had nothing but white jerseys flying.
So it will be a 4th down play. The ball is at the 40-yard line. They've got to get it to the 33-yard line for first down. So 7 yards to get the first down. And as you predicted, 4-down territory here for the Hartley Hawks. They burned up about 3 minutes of this first quarter. Odin Mertz taking the snap, setting up, rolling now. He's got pressure coming from the backside, and he feels that pressure, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of just a couple. Good job of stringing it out there, and Bronson Cox is able to come up and make the tackle.
Yeah, and he's a young quarterback, or new at the position quarterback, so he has to throw this ball, especially going left as a right-hand thrower. I know it's hard to square your body up to throw it, but you have to throw that ball. As the season goes, he'll learn that. But just trying to be the superhero and pick up that first down with a team like this where they have speed all over the field and they're going to track him down. So he just has to throw the ball, trust his receivers, and give them a fighting chance. And it wouldn't have been bad if he threw an interception, because then they get the ball at the 10, 15, something like that.
Same as a punt, really, if that happens,
Yep.
right? So now it'll be the Hawks defense, and here goes Dublin Coffman looking for running room on the right side and not finding much of it there as Gavin McLean, the junior running back, does pick up a couple of yards. He'll get up across the 40 to the 41-yard line. So they pick up about 4. Let's take a look at the defensive starters for the Hawks. Brought to you by Premier Energy Systems, award-winning HVAC solutions. Visit premierbas.com for more details. And here's a ball that is, they put it right up the middle and all the way out to midfield at the 50-yard line where the tackle is made. So it's a first down for the Shamrocks.
And they seem to be pretty physical up front. Offensive line did a great job on that pass pro set. The left tackle, I'm pretty impressed with their left tackle on that pass pro. did a really nice kickstand block all the way back. So that shows you the type of coaching that they have. So Hartley's defensive front's going to have to pick it up.
Jack Morris, the quarterback, sends the running back in motion. Morris from the 45, and we've got a flag and movement by the offense. We'll stop that play dead in its tracks and back them up 5 yards.
Good ball. False start. Offense, number 6. First down.
Now, Bob, I tell you, I'm interested in this little matchup down here at the bottom. You'll see it later on in the game as it develops. Number 19 for Coffman against Caldwell, number 7. Two great athletes. Caldwell is a full 6'1", very athletic, but 19 looks like he's got a couple inches on him. So I want to see this matchup as it starts to develop.
19 is Braden May for the Shamrocks. First down and 15. Morris keeps the ball himself. Faked he was going to throw, and he runs this one inside the 45, gets all the way down near the first down marker. He's going to be just shy of it by about 2 yards.
Yeah, and that's tough to defend. It's an RPO, so everybody has to be in the right place at the right time on the defense. And Coffman did a good job executing. Their fake was really, really good. Guy got sucked in, didn't stick with his responsibility with the quarterback, and now it's just trying to catch up.
So second down. Let's call it a short 3. Handoff again, looking for running room, and a great job to make a tackle in the backfield. Boy, the Hawks were able to get a little bit of penetration that time, and making that tackle was the linebacker, Asher Rowley.
And that's a great read. He saw the block go right, and then he came from the back door and just got behind the running back on that tackle. So that was a really good read. He slow read it until he saw that the ball was handed off, and then he let go of that quarterback responsibility.
Cole Carter was the ball carrier who got brought down. It's going to be a 3rd down and 2. And again, more than likely 4-down territory here as Morris goes into the shotgun. He's got a 4-receiver set, 3 to the left and 1 to the right. And he looks to the left. Now he's going to run. And he's got the first down. He's got more. Up the near sideline. He won't get pushed out of bounds until he's inside the 25.
And that was a good design by Coffman. They had everybody spread out, so they had the linebackers sitting in the middle. Linebackers got picked up on the blitz. Quarterback read which pocket to go to, and then just kind of skirted outside hash number sideline.
Well, for this Coffman offense, this is pretty much, they're delivering what was predicted and what they were going to do. They're running the football. They haven't really thrown it yet. Morris hasn't thrown it, but the threat that he can throw it is what's opening up the room for him to run or one of those running backs. And here goes one up the middle right now. And they just try to pound it. Levi Brackens right up the gut.
Yeah, and if I'm Hartley, I'm stacking the box. I would force Coffman to throw the ball because he's a really good runner. The quarterback's a really good runner, but I don't think his arm is really as far as advanced as his footwork is. So I would force them to actually throw the ball and see what happens because you have really good corners out there for Hartley. You got guys with some experience and guys who are very athletic.
2nd down and 7. Morris going to hand it off again. And there's more running room this time, and that might have been even a bigger problem had it not been for a shoestring tackle turned in there by the Hawks. And making that tackle was Javier Napier.
Yeah, and that's what Coffman is seeing. They're seeing, hey, we got some running lanes, so let's do it. And I think Hartley needs to go cover 0, stack everybody in the box, stay low, create that pile, and force the passing game. And I think their safeties and corners can keep up with their receivers.
Once again, it's McLean that's lined up in the backfield. Morris taking that snap. He's going to keep it himself, running to the right. Now cuts back to the middle, and he walks it into the end zone. That's a touchdown. That is a 15-yard scramble for the first score of the game as Dublin Coffman is on the board.
And that was a great play design because it takes discipline. And as that defensive end collapses in, quarterback pulls it, and there's nobody out there. And that's why Hartley's defense has to start getting everybody in the box and create confusion as to who you block, and then it creates a mesh point that you can really jam up.
Yeah, there was confusion. There's no doubt about that. So they will attempt the extra point here. And that kick is up, and that kick is good. So Dublin Coffman has themselves a 7-0 lead here with 4:56 remaining in the first quarter of this game. Bishop Hartley's drive stalled. Their first drive of the game stalled. And Shamrocks got it back and immediately took it right down the field. Well, Page Tech Limited. Big events, big productions. Page Tech Limited are the pros when it comes to live events and multimedia production. From concerts to corporate events, Page Tech fine-tunes every detail of the production process, saving you time and easing your stress. Let them handle the technical side so you can focus on the moment. Visit pagetechltd.com today. So now that Hawks offense will go back out there on the field. And again, Randall, we saw them. They had success running the football. That stalled when they got down to about the 40-yard line. But again, there were some glimmers there for them. Some things they can build on in drive number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even in this the second series on offense, get some flares out to your wide receivers, get them out in space, get some confidence for the young quarterback or the new quarterback. The kids had some experience in other positions. And get some flares out for those wide receivers, see if they can do something in space. Coffman just runs downhill so fast. So you have to move the ball quickly. You can't sit back there like a statue.
Ball is kicked in the direction of Camden Caldwell. He's going to watch it bounce and roll through the end zone for the touchback once again. And that is one thing that Coffman has. They've got a good kicking game. They can place that ball in the end zone, make you start at the 20.
Yeah, I mean, even watching this kicker now, I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe, when we're talking about it's 4-down territory, they probably could have kicked the field goal.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Ashot Zakarian is that kicker, and he's a junior. He has accuracy. He's got good leg strength. Now the Hawks will be looking to see if they can get a drive all the way down the field. They're down by a touchdown here.
Well, it's not a time to panic. I think it's, still a lot of football left, and you just stick to your game plan.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Mertz throws it to the outside. That is caught, and breaking a tackle, and then picking up some decent yardage is Kyron Gordon, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, we got a couple flags got thrown out that way, but this is what we're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. So you get some guys out in space.
Offense, number 14, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Holding call against the Hawks, so that will be negated.
So you got to get the guys out in space. The ball's thrown behind him, so he has to stop and turn. But your receivers are blocking downfield, which is great to see. But they're just coming with so much speed, and you're not used to it as a receiver blocking. So you're going to kind of get a little handsy and hold out there. But you know what? I don't think that was too bad. I think it was a little nitpick on that one, but we'll see.
That'll back him up to the 10-yard line. 1st down and 20. Mertz with a handoff. They're going to just try to run up the middle and get a little bit more room between the quarterback and the goal line. And they'll get a couple.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I saw earlier I think Hartley cannot do. You can't go belly to belly with these guys. We don't have enough, right? So we have to get some movement with our offensive linemen, start pulling people, run little counters, get movement, get angles on their hips, and really get into their hips and settle them down. That's the best running attack I think Hartley can get, and that's our strength.
3-yard gain, 2nd and 17. Mertz looking to the near sidelines, got his man, and there is running room. And coming up the near sideline is Isaac King, and King gets all the way to midfield before he's knocked out of bounds.
And that's the kind of stuff that Hartley's good at. We have to get out in space, give quick little passes, build some confidence, get that quick little pass out in space, let our athletes do the work, because I think they can, because they're fast enough.
Oh, there's a flag flying back the 34-yard line. So even after this nice play, well, they're going to wave the flag off. Okay. There is no flag. There's nothing to see here. So,
well, I think
pick up the other one, too.
Yeah. I think it's still preseason for the officials, too. They're starting to get into the rhythm of the season yet, too.
There you go. So he got knocked out at the 46-yard line, 1st down and 10. Good run, though, by Isaac King in the yards after the catch. And again, Hartley trying to just power their way through the left side. They're going to get about 4 here.
Yeah, and that's a good power run, 4 yards, and he took it right up the gut. And he's a hard runner. He's a strong kid. He's a prototypical Hartley hardhead kind of running back that's in there. He'll ram his way around.
And we're talking about Justin Jenkins, who's 5'11", 175 pounds. He'll come to the sidelines after that play. Gordon goes into the backfield. Odin Mertz comes up under center. On the second down play, offset eye, handed off to Gordon. Tries to cut back, and he's got himself the first down, just carrying would-be tacklers inside the 40 to the 37.
And that was a great setup by Hartley. And the great thing about it is the quarterback really sold the fake on the handoff, too. So it freezes everybody up. He puts it deep in. Running back has good vision.
Now a quick play to the near side. And Gordon with a carry that time as well. He's going to pick up about 3. So it'll be a 2nd down and 7 for the Hartley Hawks. This is as far down the field as they have been in this game. They got stalled a little bit further out here on the first drive. So they've got a pretty nice drive that they've put together so far.
Yeah, and, typically you'll say, if we can get close to a first down, now we're sniffing inside of field goal territory. So I don't know what our kicking game is like this year with our kicker. So they're kind of forced to have to get this first down.
They put Mertz under center once again. The offset eye behind him. Fakes he does give the handoff to the deep man. And up the middle goes Jenkins. He's down to the 20-yard line. That was a neat little fake there.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was a miscalculation or if it was, we'll see it on the replay. It looked like a little miscalculation to me. Fullback kind of stood still. Yep, it was a little miscalculation, but it worked. Faked everybody out.
Yeah, it did. Got him down to the 21. That's where they put it, 1st down and 10. Back to the shotgun formation. And the handoff. Jenkins bounces off a would-be tackler. He's trying to get some speed going to the other side, but no way he can get away from Jacob Jones. He just ran him down, and that's going to be for a loss.
Yeah, and he's not an east-west runner. He's a north-south, I'm coming at you, and I'm going to knock you out kind of kid. He just didn't have a lane, and he kind of bounced around like a pinball in there.
So now that'll take him back about 4 yards, 2nd down and 14. But again, depending upon what you want to do here, this could be 4-down territory, so that'll give you 3 cracks at it to get all the way down to the 11-yard line and get that first down. High snap. Mertz pulls it down. Jenkins again. This time gets back to just shy of the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that high snap gets scary because if it goes over that quarterback's head, then you're into a whole different stratosphere of stuff.
Well, and even though he makes the catch of the high snap, it throws the whole timing off on that play because now the ball carrier, the would-be ball carrier, is standing right on you.
Yeah, because you're in the air.
Yeah.
You're jumping, trying to get the ball. And
so it is 3rd down and 12. See if they run it again or maybe put it in the air here. Mertz, he wants to throw, and he does. Middle screen. And Jenkins again trying to get free, and Dublin Coffman just holds on, and they bring him down near the 20-yard line. Well, you just talked about him, not an east-west guy, and that's the only option he had right there.
Yeah, he could turn it up, but when he turned it up, there was just too many jerseys in there, so he had to try to find room on the outside.
And that is going to be the final play of the first quarter of this game. So the Hawks are driving. They've got a 4th down and 9 coming up when we get to quarter number 2. And after the first quarter, Dublin Coffman has the lead 7-0 over the Hartley Hawks. And this is the Hartley Hawks Network.
Tonight's broadcast on the Hartley Hawks Network is presented by Rasili Construction and Brex Paving.
Getting set to start quarter number 2, and it's being brought to you by Training ABC. Looking to level up your team's training? Training ABC is one of the world's leading producers of employee training programs. Short, engaging courses that deliver the information your employees need to know, from onboarding and compliance to safety and leadership development. Training ABC gets it done clearly and efficiently. Odin Mertz, he's got some room to run. Can he get a first down? Yes, he can. He is down to about the 5-yard line.
Woo! I'm sitting here watching, hoping that there's no flags on the throw, because usually when the quarterback's sitting back there like, wow, those offensive linemen are like, come on, we got to do something. And they're kind of just like, okay, we're going to stay our course. And the young man tucked it and went off. I actually thought he was going to turn it up to the middle. He had a big old hole there. But, you know, it's easy to call it when you're up in the stands.
That's why we're experts. Well, this will be interesting now because it's first and goal from the 4-yard line. You've talked about the fact the Hawks are better when they can bounce it to the outside, and going right up the gut hasn't worked for them yet tonight. But this is where you do want to go up the gut. And let's see. No, they will go to the outside, and they're going to be spun down near the goal line, but they did not get it inside the pylon.
And so Hartley went back to its identity for the past 2 decades. Student body to the short side. And then let's figure out everything else, right? And we always used to say, hey, we'll go student body and let the ambulance figure out all the pieces when we're done.
Gain of 3. It's a second and goal rather from the 1-yard line. And now you have options. Now if you want to pound it up the middle, you have 3 plays in which to try to do that. Tyron Gordon is the lone setback here.
And there's one thing Hartley hasn't done in years. He's a physical quarterback. A sneak would be great.
I give it to Gordon, and right up the middle he goes. Touchdown. Tyron Gordon, the junior running back, punches it into the end zone.
Can get a little celebration flag here or something?
Now, let's see. A little discussion by the officials at the 10-yard line.
It came pretty late. It was like after he scored and everything else, and guys are dusting themselves off, and then a flag comes in.
Well, there's a very long conversation about it, I can tell you that. Unsportsmanlike penalty against the Hawks.
After the touchdown, good ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, Hartley.
You're right.
That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the extra point.
So an unsportsmanlike call for the touchdown celebration for the Hartley Hawks. But you get your first touchdown of the year, you like to celebrate.
Yeah.
Tyron Gordon gets it right there.
Well, I tell you what, if Dick Geyer was on the sideline, he'd have his little notepad. He always had a little notepad. He'll write down a little notepad, and then that will be extra 15 minutes in chapel for you, okay? And a little spritz of holy water.
Ask for forgiveness?
Yes, yes. This kind of stuff would drive him nuts and absolutely crazy because it affects the kicking game now.
Yeah, it sure does, because it's a 15-yard penalty. And the ball is going to be all the way back at the well, by the time they snap it, it's going to be placed at the 25-yard line. That means this is a 35-yard extra point attempt for the Hawks. The kicker is Brady Newsom. He's a senior, left footer, and he does kick it, and he does put it through.
Well, I think that answers our question about our kicking game. How far back can we go? And I think he probably had another 10, 15 yards on that easily.
Yeah, he did.
And as a lefty, too.
Yep. So the Hawks immediately answer and tie this game 7-7 with 11:06 to go here in the first half. What a drive that was, Randall. And, you know, you talked about all the different elements, how they were able to mix it up. Keeping the ball, for the most part, on the ground. When they threw it wisely. They threw it to the outside. They threw a middle screen. But basically running the football, but running it to different areas and finding soft spots.
Yeah, and the one thing that people haven't realized here at Hartley, the tradition of Hartley is back, right? And that includes the track team. Hartley's track team has been back. So they compete at a national level. They always send guys to these national events. And these guys also play football. So now we got to take that track speed that we have, put it in space like we've always had when we had Pepe Pace, Gabe Pace, Reggie Pace, all those guys with speed, and get them in space and let them go. And I think we have the perfect offense for that this year.
And saw it on that big run, the catch and run by Isaac King on that drive. But here's the kickoff. This is going to be taken at the 11-yard line by Coffman. And there's running room up the near sideline, and there's a lot of it. Here come the Shamrocks up the field, and a block there is going to spring the man to the end zone. That is a quick answer as Gavin McLean goes 89 yards with a flag back at the 31-yard line.
That was a heck of an answer for a Rocks team.
Yeah, the near sideline was just completely sealed off, and he took off up that sideline. Then he got that great block down at about the 20. Look at the play. McLean, he's reading middle, and then he sees the blocks to the outside, and here he goes.
And I also saw a little hold right there on number 40 of Hartley, but they didn't call it. But that's one of those things. When you engage, you got to either run through the guy or you got to engage and disengage and stay in your lane.
So now it's another big conversation here. All the officials just about are involved in it.
Going to return. Holding. Return table. The 10-yard penalty will stop.
It's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the 31-yard line. So that'll take them back to about the 21, which is going to be far better than what the result would have been.
Oh, yeah. So the question is, do you squib the next one?
I think you either leg it to the end zone or, yes, you consider that, right?
Yeah.
And, to your point, that was a low line drive kick. So it got there rather quickly, and the coverage really hadn't been set up.
That's right. So you got to squib it, let it bounce around a little bit, give you guys time to get down there. And the thing with Hartley is you can't have your starters leave the field on offense to go do kickoff. So you got to have the next level of kids come in. Coffman's next level of kids, they're starting quality kids. So you got to figure out that mesh.
First down and 10. They put it at the 22-yard line. And we'll run right up the middle. We're going to get a couple of yards here. Just about to the 25. Let's call it the 26 for a gain of 4.
Woo, big 51 for Hartley was physical in the middle. Woo, he took on a block. Guy pulled, took on the block, had a lineman on his back, and made the tackle at the same time.
No surprise, Joseph Zhang. I mean, that has been his career, has it not?
Yes, looks like big old T.A. Sauer back there.
I think if your name is Zhang, that's the kind of player you are.
They're all born the same.
That's right.
Yeah, they come out tough kids, fast, physical.
Morris hands it off, and they try to pick their way through the right side. They're going to get to the 30-yard line, but still be just a couple of yards short. Cole Carter couldn't get all the running room he was looking for there. So with the ball at the 30-yard line, that is going to leave a 3rd down and 3.
And I'll be interested to see if Coffman goes back to their RPO. They were really good at that with that quarterback running. So let's see if they go to their RPO and try to get Hartley out of position so they can find a crease to get to this first down.
And the reason that's worked so well for them is because they know he can throw. So when he brings that arm up, you're not sure.
You have to respect it.
And they will throw to the near side. They've got a man who falls down at the 34-yard line. That's good enough for a first down for the Shamrocks.
Now, what I don't understand is how much celebration causes a flag, right? So Hartley just basically kind of jumped around a little bit in the end zone. So when you get up and you do the first down signal and the pointing and stuff, where are we? What's the line here? We got to figure it out.
First down at 10. And a handoff. Carter trying to cut back to the middle. He does. And he winds up getting across the 40-yard line all the way out to the 42, 43 is where they're going to place it. That's an 8-yard pickup. And this is just picking through, finding little holes and sliding through them.
Yeah, and Hartley's defense has to be a little bit more disciplined, right? So if you're that defensive end and you're closing down, you have to close all the way down the line. You can't be so far and you're creating too much of a running lane on the inside. You have to close that all the way down. It's just little things that you have to do over time.
2nd down and 2. Morris looking to the right side now. He opts to take it himself, and he just does lean forward for the first down. He was able to get across the 45, lay the ball at the 46.
So even though they got a first down on that, that's the first time that Hartley has given that level of pressure off of just a 4-man rush. So that bodes well, because now you're starting to feel the guy across from you now. You kind of have his rhythm, and you can understand how he blocks, how he moves, and you can counter that.
And not only that pressure, Randall, but when he looked out to the right, there was nowhere to go.
Nowhere
so the coverage was there, too.
The coverage is there.
So we've got an official timeout here before the snap. And it looks like some kind of an equipment issue.
And here's the thing with Coffman. So they sub off 81, bring number 5 on. And it's a different number, but it looks like the exact same kid.
Yeah, you're right. Size is very, very similar.
Yep.
1st down and 10. 4 receiver set, single running back. They do hand it off and come right up the middle. And this is another good run for Coffman. They pick up 9 on this run.
Yeah, they're just mauling the inside of Hartley's defensive line. And that's why I say you got to stack the box, force them to throw it, because I'm yet to see the quarterback go deep. And I think our corners can match up fairly well with their wide receivers.
They had Jones in the backfield running the ball that time. Picking up those 9 yards, 2nd down and 1. Again, they spread it out with the 4 wide receivers. Jones again is the setback. They hand it to him. He breaks to the near side. He's got a hole. And up the field he comes. He got a block. He's down inside the 20 and dropped at the 15-yard line. In on that tackle for the Hartley Hawks, Asher Rowley, and he was joined at the end by Camden Caldwell.
And that for a running back, that's taking candy from a baby for him, because he's seeing one-on-one block on the outside. He makes a read off of his tackle's butt and says, okay, I'm going to shoot the inside gap, and I'm gone. So Hartley's got to counter with get people in the box and then move them around. We can't go one-on-one with these guys, right? We need angles. So everybody's slanting one way, run stunts, but you have to create disruption with movement.
Got to hand the ball off again and go out to the right side. Good pursuit by the Hawks, but a broken tackle, and now there's a flag that comes in late in the play. It's going to be another pickup of about 9 yards, but we'll see what the flag is for. That flag was over on the far side of the field as the ball was flowing that way. So that's a big break for the Hawks right there. Holding penalty against Coffman.
If they show the replay, we'll see number 10 out here on the right-hand side, out at the wide receiver. And I noticed that when the official threw the flag, it hit him in the helmet. And I just thought it was maybe just happenstance. He actually threw it at 10.
They just showed it right there. Yes, indeed. Tell you what, Javier Napier came close to getting that tackle, and he just stepped out of the tackle. Now we're going to have a timeout called by the Hawks, and Coffman came up to the line with that 5 receiver set and the full spread formation, and Hartley looked at that and said, let's take one of these timeouts right now. So 6:15 is what we have left in the first half here at Bishop Hartley, where the Hawks and Dublin Coffman are all tied at 7-7. This is the Hartley Hawks Network. Dublin Coffman, after the holding penalty, they are looking at a 1st down and 13. Morris takes the ball. He runs to the right, avoids a tackle, but does get knocked out of bounds right near the original line of scrimmage, and we've got a late flag here.
I think we had some extracurricular activities on the left tackle after the play was over. Whistle blew. Got a little rough there, but we'll see what happens. And I really liked what Hartley did here. They stacked the box, forced them to go east and west, and Hartley has more than enough speed to catch them that way. And then you're just one-on-one on their receivers and say, hey, if you're going to beat us on a fade or whatever it is, I think our kids are fast enough and athletic enough to do it.
Dead ball. Personal foul. 75 offense.
Well, you called it. Personal foul. Let's take a look at the replay, and we're going to be able to see this.
Yep, right there. The whistle already blew. Things were over. Boom. That's the shove that did it. The first one was okay. They were still, but once the whistle blows and people are dusting themselves off, you can't tee off on somebody.
That is a huge penalty. That moves the football back to the 33-yard line. They've got to get to the 6 to get a first down. So, and it is second down right now.
And I like that Hartley forced the Rocks to kind of get away from what was working for them.
They're going to hand the ball off, and up the middle, that closes very, very quickly. No room for McLean that time.
Once again, the defense makes that adjustment, right? So you got this, it's a pretty good snap, great handoff, but everybody stayed in their lanes, had their responsibility, and squeezed down. That's the big thing you have to do as a defensive lineman. You have to squeeze everything to the inside.
So good job there. John Day Gussler, the junior defensive back. Take a look at him getting set up for this play. It's a third down and 26. Morris is going to throw it. And he's got time, and he lets it fly. Near sideline, and that is caught. And this is going to be right near the first down marker.
And that's one of the things I was talking about, our defensive backs. They can cover anybody, right? But you need to have some pressure. The guy's sitting back there, you got a 2-man rush. We have to do better with a 4-man rush.
And that's a heck of a catch, too, by the way.
It's a great catch.
Climbing the ladder, going all the way up and bringing that one down.
And he's not a big receiver. So he got the ball at the highest point possible. Great athleticism to go up and get it.
It is a 4th down and 1 for Dublin Coffman. And they've got McLean in the backfield again. And we may get a timeout here, and that is indeed the case. So Coffman, they wanted to line up, they wanted to look at that defense, and now they're going to go to the sideline and make an adjustment.
Yeah, and you got to, once again, what I'm thinking, slant everybody, get movement up front because you can't take them on one-on-one, right? So get some movement up front with your guys because they're quick enough to shoot the gaps. And then let your corners, safeties, everybody lock up man-on-man, no rubs. And you know they're going to try to run the fade because they have those tall receivers. You have to get Caldwell on that side, 6'1", 170 kid. Get him out on that wide side with their tall receiver and bone up. I noticed that Coffman has switched them off because Caldwell doesn't flip the field. He stays on one side. So they've switched off the tall receiver to go to the other side. So I'll be interested to see if they'll play that game with them. Now you're matched up against, I think, 20 for us, a little shorter corner, and against a taller receiver.
Yeah, and that is Gussler, who I was talking about a few moments ago, that defensive back wearing number 20. So we'll see how they decide to play it here. Again, it's 4th down and 1, and now they bring the kicking team out here. So they are just going to go for the field goal. At least that's the way they're lining it up.
He came off a timeout to kick the field goal, and the whole team didn't come out.
Yeah, and a man coming out late. This is going to be a 23-yard attempt, which is a chip shot, and that's good. So Dublin Coffman goes back on top, but they don't do it by 7. They only do it by 3 with the field goal. 10-7 the score.
And that was a surprise to, I think, everybody in the stadium, right?
Hmm?
You lined up, you were ready to go, call timeout, then you bring your kicking team on, and the one guy didn't hear that we were going for the field goal.
So, let's talk about that. I mean, it was 4th down and 1. You've been able to get that yard. Now, is that Well, they took the short points.
I'm
obviously.
going for it.
Yeah.
4th and 1, you're on the road, and you're wearing down a team that doesn't have a lot of depth. So that fatigue starts to set in. Go with your RPO. You got a quarterback that's physical that can run. Go with your RPO. Go to the wide side and take your chances. You got 3 options. Either hand it off, quarterback runs it, or he passes it.
So now for Hartley, if you go back to what they did on their second drive when they scored the touchdown, what they did was take a lot of time off the clock. 4:14 is what's left here in the second quarter of this game. You have a chance to take the time off the clock and take a lead and into the half.
Into the half. And the good thing is you have a kicker now. We saw that from just a long extra point. So now we have some confidence, because at first you don't know what you have, right?
Yeah.
Especially first game out, the jitters and all that stuff. He nailed it with 15 yards to spare.
Right. 35 yards out.
Yeah.
Well, what Coffman has done on the kickoffs is put them into the end zone all night, and this will be no different. So the Hawks will come out at the 20-yard line with the football and 4:14 to go here in the first half. See if they can put together another one of those big drives. And let's talk for a minute about Dublin Coffman. The 3 points that they get, they had to settle for those 3 points because of a couple of big penalties.
The big penalties. So you had the one offensive lineman when they had a good game. So then you have extracurricular on the 15-yarder there. Hartley did a good job stuffing them on one of the runs there. So it's all the stuff that goes into it. And I'm still baffled that they didn't go for that first down or the touchdown.
So here come the Hawks. First down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Odin Mertz running this offense. And Mertz is looking to throw, and he will throw down the middle. And he's got his man. The ball is caught, and down the near sideline goes Camden Caldwell. Touchdown.
And that's that number 7 I was telling you about. 6'1", 170 pounds, runs track, super athletic. He's one of 4 that goes national in track. So those are the kids here at Hartley. They have the speed on the outside. They have athletes. We just have to get the ball to them either in space or stretch the field.
Great job there, and he had a battle just to make the catch.
And it wasn't a catch and stride. That was this beautiful drop in the bucket. You could tell it's a kid that got converted to quarterback, right? And said, I'm just going to throw it up there and let my athlete do what he does.
Absolutely. That's how it went down. And now Brady Newsom is going to try to add the extra point. Newsom puts it up and puts it through.
Now, Caldwell is a third generation. Caldwell's a third generation of awesomeness, right? So he's one of those kids. He can stretch the field. He's athletic. He wears number 7. His dad played here and wore number 4. And his dad was freakish athletic. I saw his dad in person. I couldn't believe what I was watching. His grandpa went to OU where John Hauser coaches, and they used to call him the Vaporizer. You don't get the nickname the Vaporizer because you like to thud people and you're soft, right? So he comes from a family of amazing athletes, but I really think this kid's athleticism that's so great, I really believe he gets it from his mama.
Well, I was talking.
Got to give a shout out to mama.
Yes,
Come on.
you do. Yes, you do. And here I was talking about how they could take the ball, they could run the time off the clock, and it took them 12 seconds.
Yes.
12 seconds to throw that pass, touchdown, and now they've got a 14-10 lead.
Well, what it shows them is they have the capability now. Because sometimes you doubt it, right? Mm-hmm. So you're 5-5 last year. You kind of start to wonder, where are we going here? Who are we? Did we lose our identity? But now it gives you that confidence. No, this is who we are.
5-5, losing the best running back in the history of the program, right?
Correct.
Losing a senior quarterback and not knowing, as you just said, what do we have?
And you have a second-year coach.
Yes, absolutely. They do squib it this time. It's picked up at the 10-yard line. And the Rocks come to the near side, break a couple of tackles, but only get to the 30. That was a nice job. It looked like there was running room, and then all of a sudden there was not.
Yep. And now, Bob, we have a second-year coach. Think about this. In the history of Hartley football since the 60s when this place was built, you had the first coach, Jack Ryan, National Hall of Fame coach, followed by Dick Geyer, Hall of Fame coach, followed by Birchfield, who only happened to win multiple state championships. And he's a future Hall of Fame coach. And you're the fourth coach in this tradition. It's a lot of pressure. It's tough.
Yep. And that is Matt Melly. We just saw him on the screen patrolling the sidelines there.
But when you have the right guy, you have the right guy. He's the right guy on the sidelines for this program. There's no doubt about that.
Rocks try to run it. They don't run it very far. And I'll tell you what, when you try to go up the middle, when you run into big James Terry, that defensive lineman, 6'3", 315 pounds, there's not much room, nowhere to go. And now we have an injury timeout.
Looks like big number 58 is down. Now, Bob, I'm hoping that this is a cramp, because I think we had a conversation about this earlier. Let's see what the official says.
Reset the game clock to 3 minutes 34 seconds.
So they put 3 seconds on the clock.
So we're at a cramp.
Okay.
I called 3.5 cramps first game of the season in August. You called 3.
Yeah.
So, and it's a second quarter. Everybody's into it now. And we're going to get close to halftime here. So hopefully we don't get to our 3.5 by the end of the game.
And that is just something that is commonplace.
Common. For this
First
time
couple
of
of weeks of the season, it's usually hot. It's not too bad today.
Yeah.
But it's usually hot. And as the game goes on, those muscles cramp up.
Yeah, I had one. We played Northland here. And I had one about the 20-yard line. And it just grabs your calf, man. And there's nothing you can do about it. You just lay there and let it happen. It's like, it's just like your body goes into these convulsions. And there's nothing you can do. You straighten your leg out. Trainers come out. They massage, try to get some of that stuff out of there. And then you just keep drinking water and keep going. But, kudos to the athletic teams from both sides, the trainers, keeping these kids hydrated throughout the week. Because it doesn't happen just tonight. They do it all week long. So kudos to them as well.
Chris Bond making his way to the sideline, and there you can see he's just favoring the leg just a little bit as he's waiting for that muscle to completely loosen again. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, by the way. Sometimes you just have to play through a little bit of it.
Hey, and you know what? We didn't have money back in the day to get these fancy things like Gatorade and all this stuff, so we just drank pickle juice. So if somebody had extra pickle juice from their refrigerator, they'd bring it to the game.
Second down and 9. The Rocks, Morris again with time. He comes to the near sideline. The ball is caught, and the receiver's knocked out right at about the 40-yard line.
Wow. And that's the level of discipline on their receivers, the levels that they were running and the timing with that receiver running an out route and the quarterback being patient. And that's why you got to get some pressure on this guy. I think if you get some pressure, just somebody in his face. You don't have to sack him, but just make him move his feet. And I think we'll be in a good situation. And we can't do man-on-man up front in the mosh pit. We have to get our guys moving.
Third down and 2. It's a big play right here if you could stop it. And Morris is going to take it himself. He hits some traffic, but he bounces off, and he's got the first down and more. Inside the 40-yard line and all the way down to the 35-yard line.
And that's what happens. He's not a big quarterback, so he got lost behind the pile. So Hartley had it stopped. He just got lost behind the pile, and nobody saw him, couldn't find him. He just bounced off some guys and then said, hey, here's a crease. I'm going to go.
So that's a big conversion right there, because had they been able to stop him, that might not have been 4-down territory right there.
Yeah, and that takes discipline once again on the safety, right? So the safety has that alley fill. The safety is number 2, who's the quarterback, and he's out there huffing a little bit. And when you're going both ways, it can get tiring.
And they hand it off, and again running room through the right side. They shoot through to about the 29. That'll be a gain of 6. Second down and 4. Down to 2:25 remaining here in the first half. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining, by the way, and that is going to change right now because Hartley takes a timeout.
Yeah, that's a good timeout at 2 minutes and 17 left on the clock. We thought with 2 minutes 17 left on the clock, Hartley would still have the ball and they're driving and being methodical about it. But now it's the other way around, right?
Yes, it is. So with that 2:17 left here in the first half and a timeout on the field, tell you about Three Creeks Kitchen and Cocktails. Boy, somebody wrote that tongue twister and they baited me right into it. But hey, let me tell you.
I think you had some cocktails when you had to say that one.
No, I would have been more smooth on that. Hartley fans, stay tuned for the Three Creeks Kitchen and Cocktails halftime show. Three Creeks, they can't do it. Three Creeks, located right in the heart of Gahanna, blends chef-inspired local favorites, handcrafted drinks, and a warm, inviting atmosphere. Enjoy the spacious patio or the four-season room with friends and family. Three Creeks Kitchen and Cocktails, located at 258 Granville Street in Gahanna. I've heard great things about that place.
I've heard about it.
I have not been there, but now I got to go. Just learn how to say it.
Listen, the way you said it makes me think that it's worth going to get the cocktails.
Perfect. It is a second down play, and the Rocks have a man that was open, and he dropped the football. That is a clear case of trying to run with the ball before you have it in your grasp.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is a good learning opportunity for Hartley. Going into the season as they continue to push. Watch the kid catch the ball, but the safety is half a step too late right there. That was the safety that should have jumped him. But when you're playing both ways as the general on one side of the ball on offense, and then you have to be the general as the safety as well, they have to figure out who can we get back there to play safety, because we can't let this kid keep running the same pace.
3rd down and 4, and there's movement. And now it's going to be a 3rd down and 9. Once again. Coffman with a penalty at a critical time, perhaps.
Well, even on that last play, Hartley finally had somebody in the quarterback's face, right? So at least he's thinking that somebody's coming. So the next play that's going to come, we're going to see somebody screaming off the edge, hopefully, and continue with that pressure.
3rd down and 9. We'll see what they go with here. Will they throw the football again? Or try to run it and get some of that yardage back? They want to throw. And again, there is time. Now the time is running out. Morris is under pressure. Rolls away, wants to throw, and he does throw it, and it is incomplete. Well, again, just what you talked about. Finally, they were able to break through. Get the quarterback on the run.
And I think that's unlocking the secret right now. If we can get this quarterback to move his feet, he does not throw accurately under duress. He has a good arm, but the accuracy starts to wane a little bit once you're under duress. And I think that's a lot of quarterbacks, right? When you're under duress like that. And even that last play I'm watching down here at the bottom, it was 19 against Caldwell again, and Caldwell put the clamps on him. So I want to see if he's going to try to press it this time.
So they're going to go for it, 4th down and 9. And timeout is called just prior to the snap, so the Shamrocks want to take another look at it. Trailing 14-10 with exactly 2 minutes to play here in the first half.
Now, Bob, I know we talked about a little bit of track speed. I want to say the 4x4 relay, or no, the 4x2 relay, one of those boys relay teams, they set the school record, and I think that school record stood since David Key was here. So that's the level of athletes they have now, right? They're developing these kids, and it's back to the Hartley where kids are playing multiple sports, where you're playing football, you're playing basketball, you're playing baseball, you're running track, you're doing all of the stuff, and that's what that well-rounded athlete is, all of the stuff that's needed. Now it just kind of transfers. You know, when the kids are done playing football here, they go to basketball, and they're tough on the court. They're physical on the court. And then they go, you get the Zane kids, they play football, and then they confuse football and wrestling all together. I just get to hit somebody. They don't care. They show up off the bus and just, I want to hit somebody.
4th down and 9. Morris again, plenty of time. Is it too much? He's got a man, and he finds him for the first down and the touchdown. The defensive back fell down on the play. And that opened it up for Coffman to make the catch and get into the end zone.
Yeah, the defensive back got twisted around on his feet and fell down. It was a good throw. It was an okay throw. If the defensive back kept his feet, it's broken up, on to the next thing.
But again, here it is. Look, 0 blue jerseys.
Yep. You have to get pressure on him. He can't stand back there and wind it up.
Yeah, just a tough situation for Gussler there, who got tied up and he fell down. And now the Shamrocks are going to try to make it a 3-point game. And with the line drive kick, they do.
Well, and that puts a lot of pressure on your DBs. You know, when you can't get pressure on the quarterback, and he has 7 to 8 seconds to throw the ball. That's tough to ask you guys to. And at that time, the patterns are off. You're backyard football now. So now you don't have men assigned. You're not sitting in your zone anymore. Guys are scattered. So everything is just, every which way but loose. That's old Clint Eastwood.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
A bunch of orangutans out there. Where'd the ball go?
You are on it today. So now with 1 minute and 51 seconds left. So the last time the Hawks had the ball, there was 4:14 left, and talked about them trying to run it, trying to get down to the end zone. They threw one pass. They got in the end zone in 12 seconds. Yeah. Now they've got 1 minute 51 to work with here.
Well, you think it's going to be more the methodical approach, or you think they're going to try to open it up again and get some space?
Well, first of all, I think they're going to start at the 20-yard line. And then...
What makes you say the 20?
I'm just... let's see. After that, I'm not sure what approach they're going to take here, but I do think they're going to start at the 20-yard line. And
if
now
I'm a betting
sure
man,
yep.
if I'm a betting man, I would have took that bet. You'd be correct.
That one landed 9 yards deep in the end zone, so that's a good kick. But yeah, so now you have options. Do you try to quick strike it again, or do you try to get maybe a little bit methodical here, work some more time off the clock, and then go with that strike through the air?
Well, I think if you're Hartley, you don't try to get too cute about it, right? Get the points any way you can. Mm-hmm. If I can get the points in 6 seconds, give me the points in 6 seconds. Let me get my defense out there and fight away. Versus I get cute, don't get a first down, then I have to punt it to them. And we haven't had a punt all day either.
Correct. Well, they have a 3-4 receiver set. Can send the slot man in motion and then give it to him. And can they turn the corner on the far side? Doesn't look like that Javier Napier will be able to do that. He gets it about 2.5 yards on the carry.
Yeah, it was that little pop pass, and he had an offensive lineman pulling him around. And then once you see Coffman, they're just running downhill. Great team speed to pursue.
Each team with one timeout left here in the first half. 2nd down and 8. And a throw to the near sideline. That is caught, and this is going to be a first down. So good job just to get open by Caden Keitch.
And Caden did a great job there. That's stuff that you don't see on TV. You see it at the pro level, college level. He caught the ball inside. He thought about dipping back in. He said, nope, let me get the first down, and then I'll step out of bounds and stop the clock.
So Keitch with a nice job there, as you just said. And it is first down.
That was very academic.
It was. In game 1 for you, too.
Game 1.
Here's a handoff. There's room up the middle. And now cutting toward the outside, trying to get to that first down marker, and coming up just a bit short is Justin Jenkins. It's another big run. Good for 9.
Justin had another 15 if he keeps going north and south.
Yes.
He tried to get to that hash. I know it's hash number sidelines is what they're all taught. But for him, stay on the hash and just keep going.
49 seconds left in the half. Hartley trailing 17-14. High snap. That's going to blow up this entire play.
Woo. They're getting closer and closer to that thing going over his head.
Yes, they are.
And that's got to be frustrating for Coach because that's not what you dial up, right? So that's just a lost play.
Only 24 seconds left here. I would expect them to see if they can get a man open. No, they're going to hand it off and try to get the first down, and they'll be just right near the line. Timeout's going to be called here. 7.6 is what's left on the clock. Looks like they're going to mark it just short. So you'll have time for one more play. I would imagine you just flood the zone with that speed and see if you can get somebody open there.
Yeah, and then, you know, Coffman's going to have 3 guys standing back at the 10 is what I'm thinking. And at this juncture, do you take the knee and just take it into the locker room? Or do you risk an interception, a tip, a high snap sailing over his head for a scoop and score?
Well, first of all, they're going to old school bring out the chains here.
Yeah.
Which hardly ever happens anymore.
Well, it looks like all 3 of their speed receivers are on the sideline. They're sitting on the bench drinking water, helmets off, and the rest of the team is on the field. So I don't think we're going to stretch the field. Well,
See,
got four of the speed guys are on the bench.
See, I'm all about the Madden approach. If you're playing Madden,
yeah,
you just chuck it.
Just chuck it.
Because nobody's going to get hurt there.
No.
It's a video game. Nobody will get hurt.
Nobody get hurt.
So they're about just an inch or so shy of the first down.
Well, and the other thing here is 4th down, 7.6 seconds left. If you throw it and you drop it, Coffman gets the ball with 3 seconds.
Yeah. That is true as well. So let's see what they do. The wide out along the near sideline is Isaac King. He had that 80-yard catch and run for a score.
When you got all 4 of your speed guys sitting on the bench with their helmets off talking to the coach, and they have a stacked eye with 1 receiver on the field.
Looks like you're going to the locker room. Nope, they're going to go ahead, and they're going to pick up a first down with 1.6 seconds remaining.
Yep.
So the idea was to get the first down and get the timeout.
And there's that quarterback sneak I was talking about. We haven't seen that in about 4 years.
So they get the first down, and that's the remaining time in the first half. It comes to an end with Dublin Coffman leading by a field goal. 17-14 is the score here. Let's take another look at that little quarterback sneak. Maybe that's something that we're going to see later. Actually, this is the handoff for the touchdown. That's the one of the 2 touchdowns that the Hartley Hawks got in the first half of this game. The other one was that 80-yard passing play. But they are trailing 17-14 at the end of the first half here at Jack Ryan Field. We'll step aside and be back here on the Hartley Hawks Network.
For 33 years, one very special person has truly made Hartley feel like home. Cindy Goodburn arrived at Hartley in 1993 and very quickly became a joyful, steady presence at the heart of our school community. She knows students by name. She welcomes every visitor with warmth and with kindness. And in so many small but meaningful ways, she truly helped shape the culture of Bishop Hartley.
I mean, my whole family knows Miss Cindy. It's like a big legacy. Me and my mom always joke about calling her when she has to call me out for appointments and everything, and how they bond over the phone, and just like being able to experience Miss Cindy because my family knows her is just very important to me. And I'm just so glad I got to experience Miss Cindy before she leaves.
Sam's words capture what our community feels so deeply. Cindy is truly part of the heart of Hartley. From Office Fest to gratitude notes, Cindy built traditions that made Hartley feel like family.
She's always positive. You could come in with a negative attitude about a bad grade or something that went on during the school day, but she's always going to be a ray of sunshine and keep you positive and keep you happy during the day. I want to say thank you to Miss Cindy. She's done so much for the school and shaped the culture and community here. For me personally, she's shaped me to want to be a future educator and always treat every person I meet with kindness and empathy.
Rory is one of thousands who felt the impact of Cindy's kindness. The story of Miss Cindy's legacy is really the story of relationships. She has made so many Hartley Hawks feel deeply and truly connected to our school community.
Miss Cindy was really the heart and face of Bishop Hartley High School, and I might add the smiling face. I think this really is Miss Cindy's legacy, that she was the first impression that anyone had as they walked through those doors. And then, to be honest with you, so many people told me that that first impression was a lasting impression of the school.
And her legacy will continue to guide us. To celebrate Miss Cindy's extraordinary impact on Bishop Hartley, we plan to name the Connector Hallway as part of our Serve, Lead, Soar Capital campaign in her honor. It is a fitting tribute to name this connector after the connector of us all. Miss Cindy has invested immeasurable energy and love into all of us, and I hope that you will consider investing in her legacy. Her legacy lives in every student she greeted, in every tradition she created, and in every life that she touched. Thank you, Miss Cindy, for 33 years of connection.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dublin Coffman High School Marching Band. The Coffman Band is under the direction of Mr. Jason Nippert, with assistance from Seth Justice, Kevin Wallach, Daniel Hostetler, and Christina Vera. The band kicks off its competitive season on Saturday, September 12th at OMEA Licking Heights. Go Rocks!
because you're our golden star. Sit back and relax while to Mars. This is Treasure. Move your feet, find the beat, and we just might make you our biggest fans. This is I Just Might. We hope you enjoyed that preview for the show. Be sure to be back next game for the entire thing. For now, enjoy a Hartley Marching Band standard, whether you're kicking up dirt or rolling in the mud. It ain't been good. Give it up for the Bishop Hartley Marching Band. Check back next game to see the entire show. And, ladies and gentlemen, the reveal of our band's brand new uniforms.
High School. The Hartley Hawks are trailing Dublin Coffman 17-14. Bob McElligott, Randall Sampson back here with you. And before we get this third quarter started, want to invite you Hawks fans to join us on Friday, September 18th from 4:30 to 6:30 for Hawkfest. It's a family-friendly tailgate before the homecoming football game. The activities will include a homecoming social in the TAC for alumni and friends, a house chili cook-off, food trucks, games, and prizes. Also want to let you know that you can support Catholic education at Bishop Hartley through the Emmaus Road Scholarship Fund. Your gift provides tuition assistance for students in need, and thanks to Ohio's tax credit program, your donation could cost you nothing out of pocket. Visit bishophartley.org/SGO to learn more and to give today. Hawkfest is always a popular day.
Oh, it's popular. I think the Chili Fest is like the thing, right? So you got all of these people who have their secret recipes of chili that they do. Some people do it for 48 hours. They got to do all these things and primers. And then some people, they just kind of throw it together minutes before, and sometimes they win. But it's just awesome to see all the people come back, the family atmosphere, and to see all the past Hawks, present Hawks, and future Hawks all together. I mean, it is amazing. It is amazing. And especially now that we have the facility in the back where it's covered regardless of weather, and we can go in there and hang out and maybe have a Coca-Cola or two and enjoy each other, and it's pretty fun.
Yes, absolutely. And so that's September the 18th. Mark it on your calendar. The Hawks will kick the ball away to start the third quarter here. Again, they are down by 3. And that ball is in the air and is going to be taken at the 12-yard line. Coffman up the far side of the field, and they are going to run this one out of bounds around the 40-yard line or so. And that's where the Rocks will start with this first second-half drive.
Well, it seems like Coach Wooten had a little conversation with that special teams unit and made some adjustments, so I think that's going to help out in the second half. So we'll see how the special teams coverage will play out, but I think they're getting better now.
We're going to place this ball at the 35-yard line. Is where the returner went out of bounds. So here we go, first down and 10. Morris, the quarterback, utilized the run-pass option a lot early in the first quarter of the game. He's thrown the ball a bit, but mainly they've kept the ball on the ground, just handing it off. Morris is going to roll out to his right. He wants to throw. He's got pressure. He's running out of room. He lets it go, and that ball is incomplete. So there's exactly what you talked about in the first half, Randall. They need to get pressure on the quarterback, and the pressure did come that time from the Hartley Hawks.
And I think that's the key, is to get that quarterback to run and throw on the run. He has a great arm when he's set up and he's standing stationary. But when he's moving and he has to throw it, the accuracy gets a little wobbly, and he rockets it. And that was a good ball. The receiver just dropped it on the sideline, but it created that pressure that Hartley needed.
Nahom Kasari giving the pressure. So an ineligible man downfield. I think he said downtown. He meant downfield. On his way to downtown.
On his way to downtown. It's the first game of the season. You're going to see it all today, folks. Everything's going to happen.
So it is a first down and 15 now for the Rocks. And they do hand it off and go over the left side. They're going to get that first down. That is a big burst of speed and a 15-yard run.
And that's one of those on that side. The defensive end's got to squeeze everything in. You have to squeeze everything in. And he just bounced it a little bit outside, lost contain, and got the edge.
McLean picking up that first down with a 15-yard run. And so the Rocks almost at the midfield stripe here. As they're going to run it again. And they are into Hartley territory down to the 45-yard line. And there's a late hit after the whistle. No flag coming from this one.
And I think Coffman did what Hartley does there, and they pulled both guys, and it looks like Zhang's coming off the field with a little cramp issue in his left leg.
So it's a second down and 3. McLean having a couple of good runs here. Picked up 7 on that one.
And that's my half cramp. I said 3.5. That counts as a half cramp. So now we're at 1.5.
Okay. Fair enough. Take the ball, and this time they're going to throw it to the near sideline. It is caught, and they'll lean it inside the 40-yard line.
And that's that mismatch that I think Coffman wanted to get there. Tall receiver against Hartley shorter DB number 20 out there, but he made a good tackle staying in front of him.
Another penalty, though. Another ineligible man downfield.
And that's the only thing when you do these RPOs, you're doing an RPO and the linemen don't know whether you're handing it off as a run, and the quarterback has to read it a little bit, so he read it too long and the linemen are already downfield. So that's the nuance of it all.
You can see it at the top of the screen there.
Mm-hmm.
So another penalty, and it's going to be a 2nd down and 8 situation here.
And just to clarify, RPO is run, pass, option for those folks at home.
They do not hand it off. Morris will take it, and it opens up in front of him. He's easily got the 1st down and more. Inside the 25, he's going to walk it all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
And that's where he's most dangerous. It's that running ability, right? You have to force him to pass it.
Yeah, it all opened up to his right. A little bit of a fake of the handoff, and then he was off to the races.
And defensive end squeezed in a little bit too hard. He didn't hit the mesh point, and then the quarterback got outside of him.
So with the extra point, the Rocks have a chance to go up by 10 here. Scoring on the first drive of the 2nd half. Well, not a good snap, and that extra kick gets blocked. Boy, that's one as the holder, you're just like, oh, what can I do with this?
Yeah, and you become the target because you're trying to bobble his ball and put it down, and it's just sliding out of your hand, and you don't know what to do.
So 23-14 is the score here. And let's see if that comes back to play later on in this game. You never know.
Never know. And I tell you what, it's the proverbial game of inches. The defensive end did a really good job. He was there at that mesh point, but he was too high. So if he stays flat, it makes the quarterback indecisive. Do I give the ball or keep it? But once he got so high, he got out of control. The quarterback pulled it and was able to just bubble around him, and there's nothing back there.
So a 9-point lead. See if the Hawks can bring this ball back down the field and cut into that lead. The ball is getting teed up at the 40-yard line.
And that's what these extra little things have in them too, Bob. It's the cramp that you go out on the sideline. So Zhang's out in the middle as the linebacker. He's out. New guy goes in off the bench, and Zhang is not there to make the play.
Another kick to the end zone for the touchback. And Bishop Hartley will start at their own 20-yard line on this next drive. Taking a look at Camden Caldwell, receiver number 7. He had a big touchdown earlier in this game. And a catch and run for 80 yards for the Hawks. So they showed that quick strike ability once. They may go back to it again at some point here in the second half.
We've got to figure out how to get him involved in the game a little bit more, in the offense a little bit more. At least make him a threat, and it opens up other things, right? So you can either fake the bubble screen to him, let him swing wide, let the guy run underneath him on a slant, and let the defense kind of, be that eye candy to kind of distract them.
5 receiver set for the Hawks, and they do throw it to him, and he's got room. Over on the right side, trying to break a tackle. He does. He's got the first down, and here he goes. Down the far sideline, and nobody is going to catch Caldwell. Touchdown.
Well, Bob, this is that track speed that I'm telling you about. This is that track speed. So you have legit Division I athletes out there for Coffman, and none of them can even break the angle to catch this guy because everybody has angles that they have to take to get him to the sideline, and he's breaking angles. I haven't seen a guy break angles like this since Aaron Purdue.
Boy, look how he slows down there. Two men try to tackle him. He gets rid of both, and then he's gone.
And that's at track speed. I mean, you can't simulate that kind of speed onto the football field and just say go run. This is overtime where those fast twitch muscles are developed. But the most important part about that track speed is his dad. So in the off season, his dad was working him out, working on these fast twitch fibers, and I'm watching this stuff on YouTube videos and social media because at Hartley we're all family, we all follow each other.
While you're having a snack, you're watching him work out.
I'm having my snack, watching him, and I'm like, oh man, I got crumbs all over my belly on my shirt. But that kid's fast.
Yes, he is, and he's shown it twice tonight.
Yeah. And the freakish thing about it, he has a younger brother. I think his younger brother's better. His younger, and I think he's in middle school. And I'm watching the videos on him too. And I'm like, wow, this is good.
When Camden goes back and watches this and hears you say that, his younger brother's better.
Oh yeah,
he's going to be even better next week and the week after that.
But he already knows his younger brother. He already knows. He already knows.
This kick bounces. It's over the head of the would-be returner. It goes all the way back to the goal line. Now can they make the play? Can they make the tackle on the far side of the field? The answer is yes. You talked about that way back in the first half. A little squib kick there and make them scramble around. It finally worked out.
Yeah, I think Coach Wooten made that adjustment on the field and said, okay, special teams, this is what we have to do. And what was most impressive was if you watch all these guys running down, nobody panicked. They stayed in their lanes. Usually you want to go right for the ball, and then everybody clumps together, and then the guy bounces around the outside. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they were very disciplined, and everybody got to where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, very good job. They surrounded him with 3 tacklers. And so the Hawks, good kick coverage there, and they, for really kind of the first time in this game, they have pinned Dublin Coffman deep in their zone. And deep is at the 13-yard line. Here's a throw to the near side. The catch is made, and ball is up over the 20. Well, again, just sliding the receiver out, and you can see nobody around him as he makes the catch.
And I think that's a good play for Coffman just to kind of get themselves back into a rhythm again to answer to Hartley's long touchdown here. But I think Hartley's defense, the DBs have to press a little bit more. They're giving too much room.
It's time to hand it off. And the Hawks are able to stuff the middle. Ball will come up to the 25-yard line. And just beyond that to the 26 is where they'll spot it.
Yeah, and that's a great job by number 11, taking on 2 blockers. Anytime you're a defensive player and you can take on 2 pulling linemen at the same time, it opens up 2 of your other linebackers to come in and clean it up. That's called sacrifice.
Asher Rowley, senior linebacker.
And that's experience right there. That's awesome play. That is textbook linebacker play.
Morris takes it. Out to the left he goes. Throws it on the run, and that one looked like it skipped. And it did. That's an incomplete pass.
And once again, you're seeing their quarterback rolling and trying to throw mobily with his feet crossed over. This is what Hartley needs. Continue to pressure, make him roll, make him move to throw the ball rather than standing still. He's had more missed throws rolling and moving than standing still.
Ironically, that looked like a design rollout.
It was a design rollout, so keep doing that.
Yeah, they kind of helped in a way.
Yep. And that's not his strength, so I don't know why they did that.
Third down play coming up. This time he's not rolling out. He's standing in the pocket, and he's got a man on the near sideline. And that's a catch for a first down.
And that's his strength. He's clean pocket, standing still. His feet are very still. He can survey the field and go exactly to where the receiver's supposed to be. He has a clean window to throw it into. I can guarantee you it wouldn't have looked that way if they had pressure where his feet were moving.
Ball to the 35. Clock stopped, 8:11 to go here in the third quarter. Clock stopped on the out-of-bounds play. Quarterback keeps it, and he's running to his left. Now he's back to the middle, plenty of room. It opens up for him again. Morris angles toward the far sideline, and Caldwell's going to run him out of bounds. And there's a Hawk down on the field, and that's not a good guy to be down. It's Odin Mertz, who is a safety, but on the other side of the ball, he's the quarterback. Speaking of quarterbacks, Morris just finding room to run once again. See plenty of blockers in front of him there.
Yep, and the defensive end got wide again, too wide. You got to squeeze down, stay in front of the quarterback. He got too high.
Well, immediately with Mertz down on the field, jumping up is backup quarterback to start throwing on the sidelines, Danilo Giardino.
Yep. And this is cramp number 2.5.
Yep.
And I think we talked about this earlier when I said they have to figure out a way to get him off the field on defense. I know you want him to be your captain on defense, and you know, he has that experience, but he can't do that job and do quarterback at the same time. For this time of the year, it's too much. Get him into the quarterback, let him lead that offense. Find some, you got more than enough kids that fit that kind of mold to play safety. Let the kid go on there, play safety, or at least give him some wiggle room. Now you got 1-7 coming in cold, and you still got a game.
Yeah.
You still got a game. And the worst part is you're losing your safety, who's one of your best players, right?
Right.
So they gotta figure out what to do with him, because they can't do this all season long.
Yeah, you try to get through tonight, right?
Yep.
And well, you get through, see how it looks. You really don't know until you go through it.
Until you go through it.
But it looks bad right now.
Yeah. Well, and you have, from the running back side, you have 3 or 4 running backs. One gets a cramp, you've got 3 or 4 to rotate in. You only have, he's a first-team quarterback for a reason.
Right.
If the second-team quarterback was that good, he'd be the first-team quarterback. They always used to say that. So now you're throwing a kid into a game against a big D1 team coming off cold, and hopefully he can get it going. And he looks crisp throwing the ball, but that's on the sideline.
Right.
Until you step into the ring.
Nobody chasing you on the sideline, right?
No.
So Coffman's got a first down and 10 at the 18-yard line. Morris sets up. He looks. He throws, and it's picked off and dropped. A perfect job to jump the route there by Caldwell. He just couldn't hang on to the football.
So Caldwell was thinking 93 because there was nothing but green grass ahead of him, green turf ahead of him, and nobody on the field is going to catch him.
You're absolutely right. If he comes down with this cleanly, he's off to the races again.
Yeah, he was gone because there's nobody that's going to catch him on him. He's the fastest man on the field.
Second down and 10. Well, they hand this one off with a better success rate. They get it down just outside the 10-yard line, about the 12. That'll leave third down and 4.
And I think that was 11 Rowley again, and he sacrificed himself in that middle and took on about 2 or 3 people. And I'm standing up here, and I see, I think it's his mom sitting down there with the jersey on with the name on the back. And she's got her camera out, and she's recording every play. So senior year is exciting.
Empty backfield here. Morris is going to take it. He's got room, and he gets to the 10-yard line. So that's just a good read by the quarterback. He found that room he was looking for.
That's a good read by the quarterback. Great defensive play by Hartley because they had a stunt on, and everybody stunted away, but everybody played their responsibility.
Fourth down and 1. And they try to crash right up the middle, and it looks like they've got it based upon where the officials are coming in from the sideline to spot the ball. Take a look on the replay just to, well, couldn't tell a lot there.
It's a mosh pit in there.
But they do mark it as a first down because they put down the chain, so it's 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Morris looking to run, and he won't find the room he's looking for this time. Good job to stuff that up the middle by the Hawks.
Yep. And that's going to be the basic play for them moving from here on, right?
Yep.
They're just going to either hand it off in the middle or he's going to run it.
Alex Tersoon, big sophomore defensive lineman, was right in the middle of that play. Under 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 2-point game, but Coffman is knocking on the door right now. They've got to get 6 yards to get the touchdown. They hand it off. McLean finds those yards. Did he get 5 or 6? He got 6. Touchdown.
Yeah, that was straight up the middle. Like we said, it's either he's going to hand it off or he's going to keep it. They're not going to throw the ball.
Yes, indeed. So that's going to make it 29-21, pending the extra point, which, remember, they missed a previous extra point here.
Going for 2 or they're going to kick it?
They're going to kick it. Watch us run again. Yeah, they go to the quarterback who hands it off at the last moment, and that's what gives them the room. Well, when you're one guy and you have a choice of 2 guys to hit, when you pick the wrong one, no, I can't say the wrong one. As you said, the quarterback sold it, and he makes the late handoff and gets the job done. The extra point is good.
And that's what he has to do. He has to sell it, right?
Absolutely. So that is going to make it a 30-21 game. I want to tell you right now about Brex Paving. When it comes to paving, you can trust Brex. From small driveways to large commercial projects, Brex Paving handles it all with advanced equipment and a skilled team that you can count on. Serving Columbus since 1957, Brex has earned a reputation for quality, efficiency, and customer satisfaction. Let Brex take care of your paving needs so you can focus on moving forward. Visit brexpaving.com to learn more today.
I'm sure Brex is staying busy with all this rain that we've had and the flooding, and, things are picking up, and so I'm sure they're going to get a lot of calls.
They are now.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking that pick, if we get that pick, so you're at 28.
28-23, potentially, if you get the pick and the touchdown.
Yep.
Instead, you're down by 9.
Yep.
Still a lot of game left to be played, though. 5:34 to go in the third quarter. And this kick, again, will find the end zone. Just found the end zone, by the way. Well, that thing is sailed in there all night long. So Caden Keach is watching it, and he's like, well, that's going into the end zone, and all of a sudden it hits and backspins, and you're not sure, did it cross the plane or not?
It hit that divot, and you're like, oh, no.
Right. Never so happy to hear a whistle in your life, right?
That's right. And he ran off. He held both hands up like, oh, Coach, I didn't want to touch it.
Can't blame me. Come on.
No. All right, what do we have at QB? Is 2 back in?
He is. So Odin Mertz stays in that quarterback role. Hands off the first snap, and that's just a good job by the Shamrocks on the tackle. They just would not let Kyron Gordon get away.
No, he couldn't get going. And you got one guy hanging on you like that. It's tough. And it's still 11-on-11 football game, so you got to beat your one guy, right? So you got your offensive lineman and defense, they're locked up, so you got to beat your one guy. We used to call this thing called the pit, and some people call it the Oklahoma drill. Same kind of concept.
Griffin Snow was the guy that got through and made that initial contact and hung on for the tackle. Mertz is going to throw. Well, he's got to step up. He's got to run, and he's got plenty of room. And he goes to the far sideline and will get out of bounds. Well, you could see it. He was gingerly running with the football because of that cramp that he had, but he gets the job done.
That's right, because the minute you make one cut, everybody who's had these cramps, they know you make one cut, then all of a sudden it pops right back up. And it did. He's limping. That run did him in.
Yeah, he's feeling the effects of it. There's no doubt about that. And also,
Caldwell.
You've got Camden Caldwell is down.
So
Bad news.
That gets me at 3.5.
That does.
That gets me at 3.5.
It does.
Now, the question is, does that get me at 4? Because 2 is having half a cramp now again. So, does multiple cramps on the same person count, or do I only get one person?
I'll just give you one. I'll give you the one person.
So
I'll give you the multiple. It only counts as one.
It only counts as one.
So you're at your 3.5.
So I'm right at my 3.5.
That's right.
So everybody stay hydrated. So
I knew I should have taken the over on that one.
Yeah, everybody stay hydrated. So I don't.
So once again, you've got a freshman quarterback as the backup, Danilo Giardino.
Oh man, and I love it. Who's number 35? Who's 35 for Hartley?
That would be Giovanni DiMaggio.
Oh, a little sophomore in there. So look, he patted 17 on the back and just kept it loose with him. You see he's smiling. He's like, oh, come on, man, you got this. We're okay. You know, he's probably telling him a joke or something just to light them up, keeping, you know, when you're a true freshman coming out and you're thrown into the first game of the season and you got to go do something.
And you're not yet. You're standing there on the sideline, and you're watching the starting quarterback as the receiver is getting taken care of at the middle of the field. The quarterback's still trying to stretch it out in that huddle over there. So you don't know if you're coming in or not, and Mertz isn't going to let him come in. He's going to stay in the game.
Yeah. And your best weapon, 7, is coming off with a cramp. So
right. And you're looking at a 3rd and 3.
Whew.
I'll give Mertz a lot of credit for stretching that out and being able to stay in there.
Yeah. And by the time you get the cramps, it's pretty bad.
And we'll hand it off and go right up the middle, and Gordon does a great job to get across the 30. He's got the first down.
And now that's that north-south run that you needed when you need to get that 4 yards and just go. Don't bounce it, nothing. You just go straight as a freight train in. You're plowing back. Number 13 felt the business on that end.
Yeah, Andrew Alliance, he did feel the full hit of that hit by Tyron Gordon to get the first down. 4.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Another handoff. And they bounce off of the would-be tackler. So Gordon showing a couple of good runs here.
Yeah. Yeah, that physical Hartley running attack, that's what's needed. That's what's required. When you're the Rocks just had a guy come off the field, defensive tackle. I can't see his number, but his helmet popped off, so you have to come off, right?
Yes.
That's what you call the Pez expenser. We used to call it the Pez heads. So we would always try to knock somebody's helmet off like little Pez. And we'll get excited because when the helmet comes off, we all used to say, hey, we got some candy. We got some candy.
2nd down and 4. Looking to throw. And now Mertz has got to run toward the near sideline. He cuts right back up the middle, and he's got running room at the 50. He's inside the 45, the 40, down to the 30, far sideline, and is knocked out of bounds around the 15.
All right, get number 17 together. Get him ready in case that cramp comes back.
Well, I'll tell you something. For a guy that's been limping around,
yeah,
that was a heck of a run.
That was a great run. We got some laundry on the field on the far side, about a 35.
Now they're calling a hold. And as we watch Mertz run across the field, it's going to be
wide receiver leading him.
Yes, there it is right there.
Yeah, he got on his back. Well, that's a tough call because the defender turned his back once you engage with him, and he turns his back, and the official just sees that part.
Still a first down, but the ball is at the 45-yard line. Not down at the 30-yard. Well, the infraction was at the 30. The ball would have been at about the 15. So that's a big penalty. Mertz wants to throw, and he does. Downfield, and he could not finish it off with his receiver there. Woo. That was Caldwell again.
Yeah, and he dropped that in the basket. And Caldwell's getting up limping again. He's down again.
And almost hit it.
What a pass. He put that right in the basket. Woo.
But that defensive back, that's about as good a timing as you can have as a defensive back to come up there and create a distraction.
Because you're thinking, okay, he got there a tad too early, but it was perfect. He got there at the right time.
Yeah. You almost look at that and you're like, did he get on him early? Did they miss something? No, they didn't. I don't think they did.
And by the time you have to look at it in slow-mo, it's no, it was just good play.
Yes, it was. So with Caldwell down on the far side of the field, we've got a stoppage here with 3:26 left to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, and even, you hate to see a kid go down on these cramps, but it also gives the big dogs in the front some time to get rehydrated, and it's almost like the hydration breaks during the World Cup.
Yeah. Well, everybody, all they can do is wait.
Yes.
Matt Melly, the head coach, has made his way all the way over to the far side of the field to check on his wide receiver. Again, everybody knows what's going on, but
there's not much you can do about it. Not much you can do about it.
Just the matter of time to get it stretched out enough to get up and walk back across the field.
Now you see the water boy in the red shirt there. So this is what Hartley does, right? So all these water boys end up growing up to come here and play. And that's the next generation of Wooten. And he doesn't play football or anything like that, but you'll hear his name in the majors for Major League Baseball. The kid is phenomenal.
Just take another look at that throw. It looked like it caught Caldwell on the hand. He was looking for a flag.
Yeah. And he's selling it. He's trying to sell it.
He was okay at the end of the play, but now you can see him limping off once again. He's had a huge game. He just missed out on a potential pick six on the last defensive stand. Now that one comes off his hand, but he's already got 2 touchdowns of 80 yards apiece tonight.
Yeah. And this is I hate to say it, this is the best news for the training staff, because they know it's just a hydration issue and it's not a PT issue that they're going to have to work on all season long. It's just getting through the first couple games of your body reacting this way.
Right. In the meantime, it will be 2nd down and 10. And coming in, Caden Keach, the sophomore, will take over in the wide receiver spot for Caldwell. Mertz will run up the middle, and he's got some decent yardage. He will get it to the 40-yard line. That'll leave them with 5 yards to go for the first down. 2-down territory, no doubt.
Yeah, I think I saw one of the ball boys. They must have ran into the chapel and got some of the holy water for him, because the kid had those bad cramps, and then now he's just back. He ran, 60 yards, including the sideways 30?
Yeah. Yes, he did. Now he faces a 3rd and 5. Wants to throw. Far side. That is caught, and it's a first down.
Wow.
Throw a little bit high, but a nice job to climb the ladder there by Isaac King.
And that's one of the hardest things to do as a wide receiver, right? Because you know that defensive back is coming, and that ball is high, so I have to go climb, I have to go get it, but they're just coming, so I got to go get it.
And
Lost for the tackle, but that's enough for another Hartley.
he is coming off the field, King is right now.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I'm going to get hit anyway.
Yeah, he did, and he got hit in the back of the neck. When you saw the replay, the second man that came in, the leg kind of got him in the back of the neck, so that was a kind of a stinger there for him.
And those guys are coming downhill fast, so you know if I'm gonna get hit, you might hold on to the ball and get the first down,
right?
Versus getting gator arms, and not trying to touch the ball.
2:25 to go on a rolling clock here. Third quarter. Hartley is down by 9, 30-21. Handoff. And up the middle, breaking a tackle. That one turned out to be a better run than it first looked like it would be. It looked like it would be for 2. Ended up being for about 6.
Yeah. And you get the running backs, they're pushing in there. They're getting in the hole first before they're just bouncing outside. So they're getting some positive yards first and then try to get to that hash number sideline.
And when you say they, for the most part here, it's been Gordon.
It's been Gordon.
Gordon and Mertz when he's been scrambling with the football. Right? I mean, Jenkins is out there, but he's blocking, and here's another good run. This is going to be a first down. So Gordon again. You know what they say, feed the beast, right?
Feed the beast and keep going. And he's doing a good job reading, and then he knows when to put his head down and get the yards and be satisfied with it versus trying to do too much.
See, I work with you long enough to know I can pull the feed the beast, and you'd be honest.
Of course you can.
I know how you think.
This is what we do.
It is first down and 10. Mertz in the shotgun. And he flips it left side. That ball is caught, and this is going to be another first down. In fact, they'll get to the 5-yard line. Good job there. Nothing fancy. Napier just in position to make the catch.
And I do believe we found a quarterback. He's just putting this thing on his shoulders and saying, hey, I'm going to carry this team, and let's go. Whatever you need from me, I'm going to suck it up, and I'm going to go. And the offensive line and those guys, they respect that out of a quarterback.
Trying to get a touchdown before the end of the half. They give it to Gordon. This time he runs into traffic, bounces off some of it, and he's going to get down to about the 2-yard line. There's 39 seconds left.
And the feet kept churning. He didn't stop. He didn't, wait. He just kept his feet churning like a good running back, and it's those short little pitty-patty steps that you have to take.
Yeah, there's a good look at it on the replay. That's what he's doing. They put the jumbo package in here. They get some more beef on the line.
We used to call this blood and guts, so let's see what happens.
Again, trying to get a touchdown before the end of the quarter, and Gordon takes a hit, leans forward. Did he get there? They are not signaling yet, and it looks like they're going to put it at the 1. So that will be the last play of the third quarter, but the Hawks are right on the doorstep.
And we have the athletic director up here.
Oh, my God, get out of here.
Lucky for you, we're going to a break, Mr. Jahan.
I brought someone up to meet you while you're at break.
All right, well, we're going to go to a break right now. It's 30-21. After 3 quarters of play, the Hawks trying to get into the end zone on the first play of the fourth quarter. Stay here and find out if they do. You're watching Bishop Hartley football on the Hartley Hawks Network.
Tonight's broadcast on the Hartley Hawks Network is sponsored by Milano's Italian Restaurant, Roosters in Pickerington, and Poppin' with Alicia Balloon Decor. Tonight's broadcast on the Hartley Hawks Network is presented by Training ABC, Page Tech Limited, and 3 Creeks Kitchen and Cocktails.
Seniors, we're going to be asking them to lead all year long as to start tonight. The senior night, we're asking you guys if you can. Be in the pit, be in the stands at 6:30 to support these guys that have done so much for our program and get ready for tonight. We plan on giving you a lot to cheer about tonight. Be there early, be loud, let's get after it. Go Hawks.
Pep rally earlier today here at Bishop Hartley. Senior night tonight. Here's the snap, and the Hawks are moving forward. Did they get in?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
they did. Touchdown.
All right, we got Rowley's down, and it looks like it's like a shin, where you hit your shin. Doesn't look like a cramp, because usually on a cramp, you're on your back. You're not moving. So it looks like he just kind of bruised up his shin. His mom is down here in a white shirt. She's on the edge of her seat. The whole family's, leaning forward out of their seats, trying to see what's going on with baby boy, senior year. But he's a tough kid, Mom. Don't worry, he's a tough kid. He's a lot tougher than what he lets on to be.
So the Hawks now have gotten this to a 3-point game. And let's watch this touchdown again. This is just, look, you're at the 1-yard line. All you're going to do is surge off the line.
Yeah, it's just flesh on flesh and body on body in there. And trying to figure out how can I take one human being and push him against his will into a position that he does not want to be in. And once he's not in that position that he wants to be in, I just keep pressing and pressing until something snaps. Jeez, Bob, I'm sorry. I snapped there for a second. I went too deep. I went too far. Sometimes I got carried away. It's just part of it. First game of the season, you're excited.
So we've got that injury on the field right now as they are tending to Asher Rowley. And while they do, I want to tell you, since 1945, Russilli has grown into one of the Midwest's largest full-service construction firms, featuring decades of experience, advanced technology, and seamless support from start to finish. Whether it's a small renovation or a major rebuild, Russilli gives you the confidence and peace of mind to build it right. Russilli, committed to quality, built on trust. Visit Russilli.com for more information. So we await the extra point attempt for the Hawks to try to make this a 2-point game. And now Rowley is on his way off the field again. You can see he's favoring his leg as he does so.
Yeah, and he's a tough kid. And for him to take on 2 offensive linemen at one time and make the tackle, that tells you a little something about the kid, right?
Yes, it does.
And I do believe Hartley's found their identity. And I don't want to say that they found it in this game. This is probably something that's been all off-season long developing, who we are, what we're about, who we're going to be, and what the next level of this tradition is that we're going to build. And I think this group of seniors have done it the right way all off-season, regardless of how this game ends. You want to win. I get that. But you've won in your culture, and you've won here in your tradition.
They go for 2, and did they get it? No. It is ruled no good. So they say that Mertz got brought down. Again, a high snap. That's a difference in the play, perhaps.
That's a big difference.
He gets wrapped up and brought down shy of the goal line. So they were trying to get it to a 1-point game. Instead, it's a 3-point game. Coffman leads 30-27. Boy, what a game with 11:51 to go in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely. And we have old Lefty on the field, too. So we actually do have a kicker, 34. He can actually kick the ball versus previous years where I think maybe 20 yards were good. And I think this kid can extend it a little bit further. So, 30, 35, maybe even 38. Based on his last kick, it looked like there's a lot of room left.
Well, the Hawks talk it up on the sidelines. And, look, here's the deal. First of all, kick coverage. Have to have it right now. Second of all, this defense is going to be put to the test. They need a stop. They need to get the ball back in the hands of the offense here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love what you're just saying now. All of this goes to naught if they take this kickoff and return it 75, 85, 90 yards. And this has been a struggle, so let's see what they do. Oh, they do the onside kick that they recover it. 10 yards.
They're going to place this at the 48-yard line. You see there's a flag on the field.
There's a flag, yeah.
So, yeah, they tried to go with the onside kick. But that's a flashback to yesteryear, isn't it?
Well, you would think. So when Birchfield first got here, his first state championship, for 3 or 4 consecutive years, they never kicked the ball off.
Right.
Everything was it was onside kick every time.
Now, so they say that the Hawks touched it prematurely there. Didn't go 10 yards.
So it was onside kick every single time, right? So I asked Bursch one time, why do you just onside kick every time? You give him bad field position. And he said, well, there's this statistic of probabilities of you getting the ball. And there's some guy on ESPN that does it all the time in college, and he has the statistic that shows it.
Now they do get the ball in good field position, and Morris wants to throw. On the run, he does. He's got a man wide open inside the 30-yard line.
Got some laundry down on the field again.
Oh, that's good. Perhaps. We'll see. But again, it was another wide receiver that was very open.
Yeah, they got to press the receivers a little bit. They're giving too much cushion.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
Oh, there it is again. Ineligible. That's a third time in this game that Coffman has had a lineman down the field. Well, you talked about it. It's just the time that he is back there and he's rolling, and the offensive lineman, the play's behind him. He has no idea.
No idea. No idea. And you seldom see that. You might get one call like this a season.
Right.
We've had 3 of them in the same game.
I know it's week 1 and all that stuff, but still. But now it's first down and 15. They hand it off, and they're going to get back inside the original line of scrimmage. Actually, that's a good run.
Yeah. They went block-o power right, so they pulled 2 linemen to the right and just barreled it straight down the middle.
So it's a much more manageable second down and 5.
Yeah. You're still looking at, 10 minutes and 50 seconds with some change going. And they have a good kicker.
They do. What you would really like to have here is find a way to get a turnover. There was almost one a little bit earlier, but the Hawks dropped a would-be interception. Handoff again, running room again, and a good tackle over on the far side of the field. I'll tell you something, Odin Mertz just hung on and made sure that tackle was made. Had it not been made, it could have been big trouble.
Yep. And this is your same guy that's cramping up, turning back around, playing quarterback. So it's a lot going on for this guy.
There you see Odin trying to stretch out that calf again.
And I think this is what we talked about earlier, right? It's Coffman's depth. You don't see their guys cramping up because they can rotate guys in. We're going 2 platoon the same way all day long.
Morris holding, flips it out to the outside, catch is made, and they're going to barrel that one all the way down to the 16-yard line. Braden May on the catch.
And I'm surprised they haven't gotten 1-9 for Coffman into the passing game more. He's a tall kid, lots of reach, good hands it seems. And every time they throw it to him, he seems to catch the last couple balls. And he just hasn't been part of the game plan all game long.
Now they will set him up on the right side. He's the wide out on the right side, which is the top of your screen, far side of the field.
There goes the power run.
Yes, indeed, right up the middle, and they'll get down to the 5-yard line. And that's been the story tonight. The Hawks have not been able to stop that.
No.
They have not been able to jam the middle and stop those runs up the middle.
Yeah, you got to get people in the box. It's just bodies, putting people in the box. You can't let them have any kind of angles because they're going to come at you with the power run. And they're going to lean on you. So you got to have your people in the middle.
And if you give up a touchdown right here, it potentially makes it a 10-point game. And it's a lot of points to get and not a lot of time. Handoff again and breaking the initial tackle. And this is going to wind up being a touchdown when it's all said and done.
It's a great run by the running back. Broke 3 tackles in the open field.
Absolutely did. So 8:37 is what's left here in the fourth quarter. Here's one tackle. 2, And 3.
Yep. And that's that fatigue setting in, right? Especially when you got guys going both ways. And I think, Coffman, you only got one way on offense. You got your other guys, one way on defense. And then you're 2 or 3 deep behind those guys. And they've had no cramps.
Legal participation on the defense. Results of the play as a touchdown. The penalty rules assessed on
So Bishop Hartley called for the penalty. Coffman with the extra point attempt to make it a 10-point game. And they take care of it. 37-27 now.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about. The fatigue sets in, and in that fourth quarter, you can feel it starting to slide a little bit. And it's not that the kids don't want to try. It's just physically, you're exhausted.
Matt Melly having a conversation there with the officials. I think he had a little bit of beef about that last call, that penalty. So has the opportunity to speak his mind, and he does just that. Tonight's production of Hartley Football is the first of the revitalized Hartley Hawks Network. At HHN, we're providing opportunities for students in the media production program to work in the evolving field of media and live production. Our next broadcast will feature student-produced content for the pregame and halftime, as well as original shows. You can follow their progress on Instagram at Hartley Hawks Network.
I wonder who runs that Hartley Hawks Network. It sounds interesting. I would want to take that kind of class. I would want to be involved if I were a kid here at Hartley. I want to be involved in that kind of. I bet they have a pretty good teacher.
I think they do. I think Mr. Adam Dell is that guy.
So I've heard.
And he's also producing for us tonight.
The extraordinary, the new dad.
That's right.
At home with the baby, he says, man, I'm just not getting the sleep that I want. I said, oh, yeah, we remember those days. We remember those days.
And tonight he says, I got to go do football.
I got to go do
Love
football.
to be around, but I got to go do football tonight.
Got to go do this.
Those guys can't do it without me, and he's right.
He's right. Nope. Well, once he gets his student crew in here, that can help out with that. But he's a great dad. He loves every moment of it.
This will be a little chip shot this time, and the Hawks do not handle it well. And Coffman's got the football. Wow, the first ball that they've had the opportunity to catch on a kickoff, couldn't do it.
And it bounced right off of his chest.
There's a flag down. So the Rocks are going to get it again, and they are going to be set up in a really good spot here.
Right. I think you get so excited that you...
personal foul. Kicking team, double. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So this is after they recovered it.
Yeah. I think you're so excited that you can finally return it. And then it just went right through the breadbasket.
Yeah, it did. He was kind of going back and trying to catch it at the same time and couldn't do it. So now Coffman has a chance to throw a knockout punch here.
Well, I also see it as a good opportunity for Hartley's defense, right? How deep can you dig to get back into this as a defense? How deep can you dig to get back into this as a defense? What do you have left in you? And they're going to cover zero, so they're locked up man-to-man, lots of pressure, make the guy run, perfect. Everybody tackle.
Oh, Morris spun off the tackle and takes it to the house. But a holding call is going to be made against Coffman. Flag is back inside the 30-yard line.
Holding, offense, number 75, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
And that's the thing, when your quarterback scrambling, running for his life, the offensive linemen have to move their feet because you're chasing, and then they end up grabbing and holding.
But there is penetration for one of the very few times tonight to get him on the run.
You saw it right there around number 50 at his left hand on his chest trying to hold Hartley's guy back. But that looked like Braxton Miller down at Virginia Tech on the spin move, number 1.
So now the ball's back to the 35-yard line. First down and 20. Hand it off, and the Hawks have this one covered.
And that was that indecisiveness that you want. You get so much penetration, but you're in your lane where the quarterback doesn't know, do I hand it off? Do I keep it? But everything's on top of me.
Well, good job for a second straight play by James Terry, the junior defensive lineman, to get through.
And this is where you got to figure out how deep can I dig, right? Because this kind of mentality plays out throughout the season.
Down to 7:39 left here in the fourth quarter. Handoff, they go to the outside and will not make it back to the original line of scrimmage. And flags fly everywhere.
And you got an offensive lineman that's overzealous there on the side. Actually, I think it's tight end number 81. Overzealous, running out of bounds and blocking out of bounds, trying to get it off we call them off the screeners. Trying to get it off the screen block all the way out into the stands. But once the whistle blows, you got to stop.
And then another flag late thrown by the referee. So there seems to be a lot to sort through right now.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of chirping that's going on. A lot of talk. I don't know why. Why? I mean, let's play the game.
So they huddle up again. Let's take a look at the end of the play. Play is over there.
Yeah, the play's over there, and here it comes.
Yeah.
All the way into the bench.
Yep. Yeah, so the flags fly there, but then when the referee was walking back onto the field, he was looking at, it appeared, he was looking at a player in particular and pulled his flag and tossed it as well.
Tossed it.
So whatever that conversation was, well, it was one way, I'll tell you that.
Well, the officials are having a quick scrum to figure all this out. There's multiple flags and multiple things happening at the same time.
And the Dublin coaches, it's on their sideline, so they're trying to figure out how it's going to affect them. And I think we're finally going to get the announcement in the stadium here.
You have 2 fouls on the play, both on the defense. Personal foul, live ball, defense. That penalty be half the distance of the goal. After the play, we have a dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 51 of the defense. That would be half the distance of the goal. The result of the play will be a first down.
Wow, so they didn't even call the out of bounds foul. That wasn't why they called the flag. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So the ball was back at about the 35-yard line, and now it's going to be way down near the goal line.
Yep. I mean, it was as obvious as all obvious can get, I suppose.
They put the ball at the 8. Take another look at it.
Right there, the play's over. And there goes the Coffman kid, 10 yards out of bounds.
Yeah.
After the whistle blew.
And this is going to result in a run down to the 1-yard line. Morris trying to pick his way through, and he got 7 of the 8 yards he was looking for.
And you could just feel it, right? So that took all of the air out of that defense. That right there sealed it. That took all the air out.
100%. 100% for sure. Morris hands it off. They cut it back and get into the end zone for the touchdown. So Dublin Coffman takes advantage of the turnover on special teams. A couple of penalties by the Hawks, and they turn it into points.
On that's what the leadoff was. If you field the ball, you get the ball in offense and you get going, but it created this crescendo of details that happened.
So they will attempt the extra point, trying to make it 44-27. Kick is up and good. So Hartley, this has been a close game all night, Randall. I mean, they've been right in it, and it's just getting away here at the end due to those couple mistakes.
That's right. Well, and the fatigue sets in, right? So after that extra point, the entire Coffman, all 11 of those guys were in a dead sprint to the sideline. Dead sprint because they're fresh. That's all they do is come on for extra point, nothing else. That's their moment. And the rest of the guys from Hartley, they played dog defense the whole time and offense. And so they just kind of walked off. You just don't have the energy at this stage.
So 6:37 is what's left here in the fourth quarter. Look, you don't stop playing whatsoever.
You don't stop playing. But this isn't new. This is Hartley football. This is how it is. This has been since the beginning of time. David Key went both ways. Terrence Davis went both ways. Bob Webb. They all went both ways. Bob Sahovich. They all went both ways.
This time they'll kick it through the end zone. So the Hawks will start at the 20 once again.
Well, you got 6 minutes and 37 seconds left, and the goal is probably get a score on the board. Don't get too far outside of yourself because then you press too hard, right?
Right.
And like the kids say, you're trying too hard. You're doing too much. So I think if you can get down, get in scoring position, and maybe try another onside kick or something, make it respectable.
First down and 10. Mertz looking near side. He's got King looking for running room and ran out of it after a gain of 6.
And King's going to learn. This is good learning experience for him. When you catch that hook, you turn the other way towards the sideline and beat your guy. You don't turn in. You've got 6 guys coming at you with drool hanging out their mouth.
Mertz getting a little bit of pressure. Steps away, wants to throw. Does, and throws incomplete.
That's a good decision.
Yeah, Caldwell back in the game, and he was looking in his direction. But, yeah, that's essentially throwing it away.
Throwing it away. That's a good decision. Live to fight another day.
That little bit of pressure came early for Odin Mertz, so he was able to read it and start to roll. Closer you get to the sideline, if there's nothing there, eat it.
Eat it. And the running back did a good job picking up the guy off the edge. And that's, he bubbles you out as the quarterback.
6 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Mertz having to roll again. This time he'll put it away and then get knocked out of bounds.
Ooh. I think he's a yard short.
Yeah, they're going to mark him about a yard and a half maybe. So it is a fourth down play. They will go for it.
I can tell you who wouldn't have gone for it. Dick Geyer. Punt the ball. Field position, ball control. Punt the ball.
High snap, hand it off, and they've got the first down. All the way across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Once again, Gordon, the ball carrier. It's a pretty good night in that backfield for the Hawks.
And I think those running backs are going to find their identity. You can see it. It's there. Now it's just, timing as the season goes.
Mertz looking for an opening. Got one. Cuts across the field, makes more of an opening, and then gets leveled. There is a flag. Flag, and a Coffman player was down, but he does pop right back up again. They're going to call Kyron Gordon for a hold.
Oh, that's tough. Oh, I don't see it. He's standing in the backfield by himself, away from the play, not touching anybody.
Yeah, and the guy that was down on the field collided with his own teammate.
Yes.
First down and 20, and movement. But it's on the defense. They are offside.
Ball, encroachment, defense, number 45.
So the Hawks will get 5 of those yards back from that 10-yard holding penalty.
Right. Well, this is the luxury. So, you see Coffman, they've rotated their defensive line in already, right? So now they got fresh legs out there chasing. And Hartley has the same guys out there playing offense and defense.
Mertz down the field. He's got King. Can he get him? Right through the hands it goes, incomplete.
We had a couple steps on him.
He did. Like a pretty good throw for Mertz. I see King with the little bit of separation, but he just can't bring the ball in.
No. One is this front rotation. I tell you, Bob, when I used to coach, I coached at Hartley, and then I went to Dublin Coffman and coached. And so did the defensive line there. And my interior guys that I coached were 6'4", 280.
Good run from Mertz as he gets this one back into a pretty good field position for the Hawks. Give him a chance with 4th down.
So I'll get a guy playing nose guard, one technique, 6'4", 280, and then defensive tackle, 6'3", 240. And when they get tired, I give them a spell. The next set goes in, and they're fresh all the time. Same guys, same sizes, same ability.
It's actually 3rd down. Mertz wanting to throw. Time running out on him, so he will run it instead.
And run first down.
Out of bounds. That's good vision to know where the sticks were.
And you want to know who the guys were that were on that field?
Yes, I do.
Jay Richardson. So you take Jay Richardson out to give him a blow at 6'6", 245, 250 at the time. The guy that replaces him, Charlie Norton, comes in at 6'5", 250.
You weren't losing anything.
No.
Quick pass to Caldwell. Trying to cut back, and he's only going to get little yardage there.
Little pop pass. And I tell you, this play will happen as the season goes. Once he gets the feel of it, he gets comfortable with it.
I was just thinking that same thing. It goes back to probably about 6-7 years ago. They used to do a lot of jet sweeps.
Yep.
And they worked.
It worked.
That's a play that's going to work.
That's the play that's going to work.
Yeah. Mertz holding. Wants to throw, does throw, but he throws it incomplete. Now, the receiver wasn't happy about that, Javier Napier.
No.
But that was a throw where you're just making sure that my guy can't get it, nobody's going to get it.
Nobody's going to, because there's 2 guys around him.
Yeah.
And as a receiver, you always think you're open, right?
Yeah.
They always think they're open. Well, and the scrappiest guy that I coached at Scioto, little dude, he wasn't a big guy. He comes in and gives everybody a breather. He played all the positions. Alex Golish. Coach down at Auburn.
I can see why you were a good coach.
Hey, man.
You
when
get good players.
Hey, you get good players, man. You just stand there and kind of, get them some water, get them some ice. What do you need? This, that, and the other.
Well, once again, Odin Mertz, we saw him with problems with cramps earlier in the game. That has completely disappeared.
Yeah.
He has run the ball. He's really run it exceptionally tonight, to be quite honest with you. Give a handoff there to Jenkins.
And I love the fact that he's left it all on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, for a kid to come into a new position like this, and you have to be the captain on the offensive side. And as safety, you're also setting the defense, right? Mm-hmm. So for him to do that on both sides of the ball, that's amazing.
Again, he steps up, trying to buy some time, and nowhere to go. And, that's exactly what you're talking about. He just knew he was going to get hit, and he absorbed it.
Yeah. And he's not a big kid, but he's physical. And I think that's because he plays safety, too. So, he just has that mentality.
Yeah, he knew. He got to a certain point there where his only option is to take those hits.
That's right.
3rd down and 9. Under 2 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. 44-27 Coffman. And a timeout called by Bishop Hartley.
That's a good timeout. Minute 43, you guys are tired. You want to make sure that they execute. That's a good timeout.
Yeah, you have all 3 of them left. There's no need to. You're not going to take it home with you, right?
No. You know what? I should call Alex Golish and ask him if he's going to make his way to the east side of Columbus in his recruiting stomp and come up to Hartley and get on the mic with you. That would be great, Bob. Have Coach Golish.
You make that call.
Hey, just take time off at Auburn and come to Bishop Hartley and get on the mic with Bob for a little bit and talk shop. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be great.
It would be great. Our next broadcast of Hartley football will be on September 11th. Hamilton-Baden will be the opponent. Hawks, just a handful of home games this year. Only 4 home games for Bishop Hartley, unfortunately. So we shall be back here on September the 11th.
And those are 4 tough ones, too, I tell you. Hamilton-Baden coming to town. Woo! Woo! And that is Coach Geyer's nemesis. Oh, Baden. He would get so excited to play them.
Mertz again. As he looks downfield, he can't find anything. That's been a theme.
All you receivers are tired.
Yeah.
They're not moving as fast as they were. And they're the same guys playing corner and safety. And it'll be interesting if we put trackers on the kids, see how much running that they're doing, and then put trackers on the Coffman kids who only play that one position and see how many steps and movement they're doing, right?
Yeah. It would tell a story, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Minute 36 left. 4th down play here. And it's going to result in the same. No room for the quarterback.
Yeah. The fatigue has set in. Because he can probably barely keep his eyes up just to look downfield. You're so dog tired. Yeah, he put his hand up and had somebody go in to sub in for him. He's beat.
Yeah, he is. And he's frustrated, I'm sure, but all in all, he's played a lot of football tonight. He's played good football tonight.
Oh, he's played great football for kids stepping into that position. And the leadership part is what I really liked. The grit and the not giving up. Because you could come in here, you say, hey, it's my senior year, I'll play quarterback, and I'll just sling around, whatever, But you could tell he put the work in the offseason to make this right. That's the kind of leader that you want.
Morris hands it off. And the Rocks again find the running route. And they continue to run all the way to the far sideline. And all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, when you look at this in the paper and the box score, it's not going to look pretty. But the effort was a lot better than I expected. And these kids don't care about that. They want to win. There's no moral victories here. They want to win, period, point blank, on their opening senior night.
Just a long run and picking through that defense. There'll be a lot to study at the end of this one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good things, and there are a lot of things to work on, and that's pretty much the story of week one,
Right.
quite honestly.
Right. Well, and I think they'll see that they have some semblance of an identity. And I think, in my opinion, their identity is let's run the ball north and south, wear them out. We have a pretty decent offensive line. I mean, their offensive line is tough. I like them. And then let's figure out a way to where we can get speed on the corners, but the speed on the corners doesn't have to be a running back. We've got to do some flare passes, figure out this pop pass situation, and then also get the ball out of the quarterback's hands. He had some really good throws on the stretches when he went downfield. He had some really good throws. So there's a lot of good things happening here. I think they just have to put it all together as the season goes.
And they'll have that opportunity, of course. I mean, this was not going to be an easy opponent. You don't look at records. You look at as you talked about the size. That's a D1 on the other side, right? I mean, they've got more personnel that don't have to play both sides of the football and all that. That's not excuses. That's fact.
Yeah.
And we've seen this Hartley team win games like this in the past, but today, got a team that was 2-8 last year. They're looking to do more. They got great experience in that 2-8 season, and they put that into play tonight here.
Well, and you're not just dealing with the run-of-the-mill D1 program either, right?
Mm-hmm.
And D1 is the biggest schools in Ohio. This is OCC, which is one of the biggest and best Division I conferences in the state of Ohio.
Yes.
This is big boy football. And Hartley took them on for 3 solid quarters, and then, the wheels come off because of the fatigue.
So the Hawks get the ball at the 30. Izzy Sanchez took that short kick and got a little bit of return there.
And I tell you, I like the linebackers. I think Hartley has some really good linebackers this year. They attack, they run downhill, they come with bad intention. I think where we need to shore up on is the edge. We got to find some kids that want to be physical on the edge. We got to shore up that edge.
51-27, a minute 10 to play, fourth quarter. And there's a little pop pass again. And nowhere to go. Getting taken out of that play was Napier.
Yep. And he's got to read his blocks, right? So once you get on film and you see it, you had number 6 leading, and then you outran your block into a tackle. So you can't run in. You got to set your blocks up. So he would have slowed down, been patient. He could have cut up right behind number 6's blocker.
Clock turning down to 35 seconds left. Down to 10 on the play clock. Mertz hands it off. What's the whistle for? A flag for illegal procedure. I think they just let that go with 28 seconds left.
Yeah. Well, I think the officials want to get their rhythm together for the year.
Yeah. Game's recorded.
Yep. Yep, they watch the film just like everybody else.
Well, the boss will watch the film perhaps too, right?
Oh, yeah,
So,
absolutely.
why didn't you make that call? There's 28 seconds left, and the game was out of hand. Now you make the call. I'm just kidding. Here's a handoff, and this should do it. As Jenkins takes it and gets tackled after a short gain, and that one is the last play. This one ends tonight. Randall, you described it perfectly. It was a game that was competitive up until the fourth quarter. You go back to that missed pick 6 That was a huge play because then Coffman was able to get a touchdown after that. That turned it. You could have been back on top, but it turned it the other way. Now you're chasing again, and then you drop the kickoff and have a couple of penalties, and before you know it, 51-27 is the final score.
Yeah, it was the pick six and drop on the kickoff. That sealed it for him, I think. But I think got a lot of places where you can look to see where we can improve, where we can get better. Even little things like, hey, we got to start getting on the liquid starting tomorrow to hydrate. It's a week-long process. It's not just a thing that happens at night. And the cool part about Hartley, and as we're here talking, you get former Columbus officer Shalicki comes in, and I talked to Officer Shalicki, and Matt Barnes' dad is here, shaking hands through the window. Oh, man, this is amazing. You guys know Matt Barnes at NBC4. He's a graduate here of Bishop Hartley High School. And so it's a family atmosphere here at Hartley. And like I was saying, former Officer Shalicki is here. His son, Tom Shalicki, went to school with me. We played together. He was younger. Tom's wife, Lori, they lived together. They high school sweethearts. They were sweethearts at St. Pius all the way through. 3 great kids. It's different. It's special. And that's part of it. That's why we have Hawk Fest. That's why we have all these things happening in the school. That's why we have the Cup of Champions. We have all of this stuff of belonging. And win, lose, or draw on the field, where brotherhood is so tight that it lasts forever. It's a thing that'll go on forever.
And this brotherhood will tighten and grow throughout the course of the season. They all meet up with Matt Milley, the head coach, right now at the end of this game. And everybody knows that the final score isn't indicative of the way that the game was played here tonight. So it'll be about going back to work tomorrow and trying to be better next week.
That's right. Absolutely.
All right, so let's take a look at some highlights of this one before we roll on out of here. All right. So we will just see, it's our first one, too. We're just kind of getting through it.
Hey, it's the first game back for you. First game.
Where are we going to go with this? We're going to run the highlights and on the way out.
On the way out.
And,
so we'll do our exit, and then they'll throw highlights and put it all together. At least that's what the boss said.
Yeah.
That's what Adam said. So we'll do whatever he wants.
Whatever he says is how it's going to be. 51-27, the final score. Dublin Coffman with a victory over the Bishop Hartley Hawks tonight. For Randall Sampson, I'm Bob McElligott, and thank you for joining us for Hartley Hawks football here on the Hartley Hawks Network.